Okay, and we're back. Now then, tab over to here. Does this want to work? Oh, good. All right. How about now? There we go. That's looking more like it. Now then, pop back into here. I think at the end of last part, we had wrapped up everything in Vivek City.
Greetings to you. A pleasure to meet you.
I can already hear Caius' voice talking to me. Well, that's a good sign. Game's not even done loading and Caius is coming through. There you are. Alright, and I think Caius had sent me, yes, up north to find the Ashlanders and talk to them about the Nerevarine prophecies. And I think that's the plan for today, is we're just going to head up there and see if we can meet up with them. I should probably repair my gear. Hey, Piggy, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we should probably repair my gear.
Is there something I can do for you?
What else do I want to do before we head up there? Check my inventory. We should probably make sure if I sell anything I want to sell, clear out some space, because we're going to be taking a long trip out of town here. The Urashlaku camp is quite a walk from the nearest settlement with any supplies or resources or anything like that, so making sure you're stocked up and ready to go before you leave is probably a good idea. I'm doing well. I had a nice couple of days off stream. I was working both days, but yeah, just kind of relaxed. I've been playing a bit of Hyrule Warriors in my free time, which has been quite fun. I've never really played. I played a little bit of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity? Is that the Breath of the Wild one? Played a little bit of that back in a year ago or so, which was quite fun, but I'd never really played the original one, so messing around with that a bit, which has been enjoyable. I also never really played any of the Dynasty Warriors games, which I guess this is it's basically just a Dynasty Warriors game. Alright, there we go. We used all the repair hammers. I think maybe I'm fine bringing this much with me. I want to have some on hand, I think, in case that my gear breaks while I'm up by the Urashlaku, because I don't know if they actually have any way. Didn't I have two chapters of Dance of Fire or Dance in Fire? Yeah, I don't know. This is 4 weight? I don't need this anymore. Why do I still have this? Alright, we're gonna sell some books. We're gonna sell some potions. We're gonna sell some rings. We're gonna sell a bunch of stuff. Alright. At some point, I should really get around to deciding which one of the great houses I want to join. And start working on that. Because that gives me, a house. And then I would have a place to store all this crap. You there. How about you buy that? Keeping the fat loot. I don't care that it weighs 10 pounds. That is staying in the inventory forever. Wind of Morrow indeed. How you doing? Let's see here. I don't need the glass dagger. Oh, Jesus, that's expensive. Okay, I need the glass dagger. Alright. That's fine. Restore luck I'm never going to use. Never going to use that. Keep the telekinesis. Restore agility I'm never going to need. Restore fatigue I'll keep. Restore intelligence I won't need. Restore luck I won't need. Restore speed I won't need. I guess we'll keep the bug musk. Words of the Wind I don't need. Pilgrim's Path I'll keep. Progress of Truth I'll sell. The scrolls I think we determined were all just really good. So we're going to hang on to all of that. And then go for what, 450 a here? That should be fine. Boom. Okay, how are we looking on stats? 203, 330. My endurance is doing pretty well. That's good. I think... Okay, so we need to get up to here. and they suggested going to Margon first to ask a trader. Now you can, he even suggests doing this, you can just take a Silt Strider from Balmora to Aldruin, and from Aldruin, then from Aldruin to Margon. I think we're gonna walk. We're gonna walk from Aldruin to Margon just to make sure we get as much of the map seen as possible. If we run across the, I mean, you're not gonna get any quests on a Silt Strider. You're not gonna get any, interesting story stuff. So we're gonna take the road, because we did walk up to Aldruin the first time we went there, so we've kind of seen all of that. Although we still haven't found the one. I feel like you're getting a little far away from where you're supposed to be, real quick. There you go, buddy. Every now and then, yeah, do a nice little RA to reset the actors, just so that they don't wander off their platform, because they will occasionally just keep like drifting. The guy in Aldruin is like really prone to this.
Why walk when you can ride?
Why am I? Why is my vision red? It usually only happens if you're taking damage. Did I take some damage? What the hell? How did I take damage? Oh my god. Okay, we need to take some more damage to fix this, because otherwise I'm gonna go insane. There we go. Nailed it. And you know what? That's a good opportunity to go ahead and keep using this, because we do get a tiny bit of enchant skill every single time you use an enchanted item. So even if you're not like actively enchanting things, you can improve your enchantment just by doing that. And I think it might affect the recharge rate on enchantments as well. Like the ring recharging, I think, might be affected by that. And if we ever, late game decide we want to start enchanting our own gear or doing anything like that, good to have. Now, which way to Margon? Also, what time is it? It's 8 p.m. I should probably wait until daytime, because otherwise it is going to be extremely dark and we're not going to be able to see anything, so we'll wait for like 11 hours. That's fine. Boom, perfect. And as for which great house I want to join, I feel like the most sensible option for my character is House Lalu, which is probably the, well, I don't know if they're the most boring house. They're probably the most commonly picked house, just because they're like recruitment centers right in Balmora. So like everybody that starts the game is going to end up in that city. It's a close tie between them and Redoran for which one's the more boring house. They both have very just kind of bland like flavor to them. Redoran comes with the convenience of having like all of the counselors in one spot right inside that little building over there. Lalu, they're kind of spread out like all over the place. Like when you need to go deal with the counselors, you are going to be taking some walks, because some of them are like out in the like farms, just in the middle of nowhere. Telvanni is the most interesting for sure, but it's also like occasionally a little buggy, and I don't know if any of my mods have like improved or made that worse. Not to mention, something we haven't discussed yet is the guild stat requirements in Morrowind, and the fact that I don't have any. I don't have very good skills for any of the guilds. All of the guilds in this game, well, if you can take a look here, you can actually see it in your journal. If we scroll down to my guilds list, or faction list, you can see each of the guilds has its own little thing, like Thieves Guild here. In order to reach the next rank, I need both my agility and speed at 30, and of their list of favorite skills, so in this case, marksman, short blade, light armor, acrobatics, sneak, and security, I would need to have one skill at 40 and 2 skills at 10, which doesn't seem that bad. And honestly, for most of the guilds I'm in right now, I'm so low level that it doesn't really matter. And like Blades is a weird one because it's just part of the main story. You're never really going to progress through that. It doesn't use the skill checks. But you can start to see there that that's a good example of, this one wants me to have intelligence of 55, personality of 45, 1 skill at 60 and 2 at 25. Now, if I were playing like going for Telvanni, where all of the Telvanni favorite skills are, magic, I'm terrible at magic. And so very quickly we'll run into an issue of not being able to progress because I don't have the skills they need. So I would either need to go and practice with a bunch of skills that I'm going to be very slow to level, or pay for a bunch of training just to get my skills up so that I can advance in the faction. Which are both options. Like, you can definitely do both of those, but it can be a bit slow. Not to mention, Telvanni can get very messy, because you can either, there's a lot of stuff later where you're going to be working with a bunch of just absolutely horrible bastards, and either you have to go along with it, which is really obnoxious, and I don't find it very, like, fun role-playing, like, having to deal with middle management bureaucracy, or you have to kill them all, which can lead to some very messy quest chains, because Telvanni's got a weird, like, might makes right thing, where they're fine with you killing people in your own factions in certain situations if it's, like, to settle a dispute. Like, for the most part, they won't kick you out of the faction. Alright, a little farther along here. They have the coolest house, too. Like, you get to build your own little house, and their, like, manor is one of their, like, mushroom towers, and you get to build it yourself, which is really fun. Redoran gives you a really nice manor, actually. It's super, like, the interior of it's super nice, but it's kind of like out in the middle of nowhere. Like, I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's in this little clearing, like, up here. Or is it, like, over here? It's somewhere, like, out in the middle of nowhere here, and not near anything. Which makes it awkward to get to. Lalu, see you. Lalu's puts it like just south of Balmora along the Odai River, which is really convenient. It's like a super short walk to get over to it. Real quick, let's just, yeah. Come on. You're just gonna sit up there, we'll just do this. Like I said, the whole reason I ended up taking Marksman when I was making this character was specifically because Cliff Racers seemed to want to not come down. So we'll just bring them down to us. Odibal. I remember this name. I don't know why. Hello. Okay. Thankfully, she wasn't very tough. I did realize I didn't save before coming in here, which is sometimes a bad idea. Ocean of Cliff Racer repelling, I'd use it constantly. Yeah, fair enough. Hey, Poss, how's it going? That's what St. Geob is there for. Fun one, if you didn't catch the first part and don't know the game well, the very first thing you see when you wake up, the guy in the boat, he's got one eye missing, and he's the one that's like, wake up, what's your name, you were dreaming, we've reached Morrowind, all that, is named Geob. And in Skyrim, specifically in, what's the vampire one? Dawnguard. When you go to the Soul Cairn, you can find the ghost of Saint Geob, and find out that he went on a holy crusade to rid Morrowind of the Cliff Racer blight, and killed every last Cliff Racer in existence, making them extinct. Odibal Outlaw's key, and a loot, but not a fat loot. How heavy is her loot? Her loot is only 3 pounds, mine is 10. So it is indeed a fat loot. Let's grab all of this. They really are. There are so many of them. It wasn't too bad by me today. I don't know, I feel like we had a pretty lucky week this week with weather. We had a pretty lucky winter so far with weather. We had like 1 or 2 days that were really bad right before Christmas, but then after that it's been fine. I think it was like the 22nd to 23rd, we got some real nasty cold breakthrough, but it was down to like -40, which was not ideal. Okay. This is a surprisingly complicated cave system. just gonna keep looting. I'm not taking all the jars and pottery and all that nonsense. No sense in filling up my inventory. I will take 250 arrows, though. I've been burning through them rather quickly. Alright. I don't suppose that key I got is going to open... Well, it's not going to deal with the trap, so let's go ahead and remove the trap on that chest. Another thing I like about this game, the way that lockpicking and trap disarming works. Even if this key would bypass that trap or would unlock this chest, I still have the option of equipping a lockpick and lockpicking it or disarming it instead of using the key, which means that I can get my security skill up even after I have the key in my inventory. In Oblivion, Skyrim, and all of the Bethesda Fallout games, if you have a key that opens a lock, you always use the key, which means that a lot of times if you want to increase your XP or maximize your XP, you don't want to pick up keys because it's better to lockpick it. Which is just really weird. Because it's like, well, could I just use the lockpick instead of the key? But the game's just like, nope, you have the key. You're using that now. Alright, all of this. Same thing with like passwords in Fallout. Sometimes you don't want to get the computer passwords because it's better to like use your science skill to hack the computer because then you actually get some XP for it. Whereas if you just use the password, you don't get any XP. So something I'd like to see them bring back in later Elder Scrolls games. Let me just use my security skill whenever. Like, even if I have the key, I'd rather pick the lock because it's better practice. I do like the lockpicking mini game instead of just waggling a lock at it or a lockpick at it. That's a definite improvement. But the fact that you're forced to do it, not as much of a fan of. Let's see here. If I swing up over this way. Old gate. Yeah, like, see, this is a level 5 lock. We're gonna test something. I'd be willing to bet that I have the key for this right now. Yep, I do. So, I can just use the key to open the gate. No problem. Instead, if I look at my security skill right now, I'm at 47 out of 100 towards the next level. We are now at 57 out of 100, so I gained 10% of a way towards the next level with my lockpicking by not using the key. And it cost me like 3 ticks of a use of a single like apprentice lockpick. Okay, we're good. That was weird. I don't know why I wasn't hitting her. I also should probably remember at some point that I do have Sanctuary, which gives me a bit of a dodge chance. And would probably be a good idea to use in some of these situations. Restore. Sure, I'll take them just because they're lightweight, valuable, and if nothing else, I can sell them in Margon. This cheap booze. Speaking of lockpicks, we'll just get some back right here. No problem. Belts. Or hackle low. I feel like this might be getting close to the end of this little mini dungeon. Expensive pants. How expensive? Not that expensive. What have we got up here? Surfeit of Thieves. Okay, so the security just got boosted up by a full level. That's fantastic. And thankfully that looks like it doesn't reset my skill progress, so that's good to know. I actually didn't know how that worked in this or not. If it like reset my skill progress or if it just added 1 to the number. And apparently it just adds 1 to the number, which is more beneficial to me, so I'll take it. Is there anything... I guess we'll check and see if there's anything in the water here. It doesn't seem very big, so I don't think there will be, but... there anything else around here? Is this it? Oh. Another chest to open. Some gold, a soul gem. I think that's it. Alright, let's just take a quick peek in the water, and I think we're done with this cave. Another one cleared out. Hello? Anything down here? No. No, it's not looking like it. Got a nice little torch down here. I don't know why they bothered putting a torch all the way down in the middle of nowhere, but it's fine. Can I get out this way? We can. Alright. Well. One more bandit cave cleared out. Huh. We've been getting some rather bland caves. All the like random ones I've been diving into lately. Haven't had much of interest in them. Just, yeah, keep... I think I can afford to just use the ring for now. There's no rush to... Hello? You weren't here before. Hello? Okay, wait, why were you attacking me? Wild guar aren't usually hostile. Odd. I wonder why that guar was mad at me. I was kind of wondering if it was going to be like diseased or something, but no, it's just a regular old wild guar. Alright. Are you coming down? I mean, not very quickly, so we'll take a shot at you. Oh, now you seem interested. Alright. I feel like Racer Plume should be more valuable or something. Like, there's just no real good reward for killing cliff racers, and there's so many of them. Like, you're never gonna pick up Racer Plume because it's just too heavy for the value. So every time you kill them, it's just kind of like, ugh, another one. I guess we'll kill all of these. Yeah, one more. Alright, we're good. Mallet hide I also don't think is terribly useful, so I'm not too worried about missing out on loot from them. Starting to see some of the lovely Ash Wastes terrain kick in here. This is like most of the northern half of Morrowind is just gray ash and burned rocks and trees. Okay. Now... Oh god. It begins. See if we can get a third. Oh. See if we can get a third one here before. No? Nobody else wants to come join? Fine. Okay. Sometimes these random little Ashlander yurts will be hostile. And sometimes they're friendly. And there isn't really a good way of knowing until you walk up and either get smacked in the face by a bunch of spells, or not. How are we feeling today? Don't know you, what do you want? Yes, gifts. Thoughtful gifts are often exchanged among friends, it's a private thing. Really, so he has a full... What's your trade? You're a scout? There are some very cool pants, to be fair. I guess visiting an Ashlander camp. If an Ashlander gives you permission to enter a con or Wise Woman's Wort, you're welcome, but either enter without permission or invitation and your whole tribe may attack. Okay. You have anything to say to me? No? I don't suppose, Manat's Yurt. Door to Mila Nepal Manat's Yurt. Let's just save before we pop in here.
You may speak.
Hello? Do you have any, like... You're a barbarian. Wait. I'm Bedin Gilladrin, a poor pilgrim trapped by these Ashlanders. Can you get me out of here? They're holding me for ransom. Oh. Hello. I have the famous noble Bedin Gilladrin. I demand 5,000 in ransom. Will you pay? Who? Have you not heard of the famous Redoran noble Bedin Gilladrin? He's not famous. He told me he was a famous noble of House Redoran. Perhaps you should speak with him. Okay. I see you, yeah. What's going on here? I thought the Ashlanders would kill me, so I told them I was a famous noble. I knew it was wrong, but what else could I do? Okay, this famous noble is a liar and a coward. Very well, you can have him for 5 drakes. There you go. Buddy. Thank you, I'll continue on the pilgrimage on my own. It's been a lesson in humility. I will ponder this lesson for a while and then continue the pilgrimage. Okay. Well, we rescued a guy for 5 drakes. Sure. I mean, I don't know if I entirely condone kidnapping random travelers, but whatever, it's fine. No, we're getting lucky on the disease lately. Yeah, I mean, from the Ashlanders' perspective, probably. Also, this is like their territorial land they're being pushed out of by the temple, so frankly, go right ahead. Kidnap a few of them. They're usually not very good people. Alright. Aim about there. That was a miss, but... Oh. Okay, this is fine. Yeah, and then Margon is still to the north. Huh. I feel like we've got to be getting close at this point. Oh god. Okay, I should be a little careful. There we go. I was like, the poison on these guys can get a little dangerous if you're not paying close attention. Also, I see a somebody wandering around up ahead there, and I'm getting a little low on health. Let's try this. Nope. Still nope. My guy is just absolutely terrible at healing himself, but that's fine. We'll get it eventually. There we go. Used about half my mana to recover about a quarter of my health. Oh, and there's like 4 cliff racers to my right and 1 to my left. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, who the hell are you? Bonus Ratharan. Can you help a poor pilgrim? I've been trying to get to Ruddy Man, but I've lost my way. If you'd be so kind as to help, I can pay you 150 septums upon our arrival. I need to get there rather quickly, though. I'm on a pilgrimage, and there are others I must meet there. I must be at Ruddy Man in Coal Cave within 2 days. Can you help? Sure. It's on the western shore. We must hurry. South of Nisus. If we travel west and a bit south, we can arrive there. If you have a map, I can mark the location. Did he mark the location on the map for me then? He did. Okay, west. You got it, buddy. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna head north a little bit. Oh god. Where is it? Okay, we're good. We're gonna try and keep this guy alive and get him to his shrine. It's fine. There's Margon. Yeah, so try not to lose him. If we can get to Nissus... Wait, buddy. No, buddy. No, buddy. No, buddy. They get very confused on the pathing sometimes. Come here. No. No. Turn here. Yes, there you go. Yeah. We'll see if we can just find a road from here to Nissus instead of having to, like, off-road it. Huh. That might be a no-go. I mean, like, it's definitely this way. So we're just gonna go this way. We might have to wait for him occasionally. They're not very fast. There's actually, like... I'm not sure if this works, but I've seen people suggest creating a, like, fortify speed spell that's on touch or on target, so that you can cast it on your followers for escort quests, so that they move faster. I don't know if that actually works or not. I've never tried it. If any of you have tried it, let me know if it works. If it does work, then maybe we'll go and craft one of those at some point. Oh my god. Master of restoration over here. Alright. How's my buddy doing? Is he still following? He is still following. He's having to run occasionally to keep up with this pace. Hear it. It's the one inside that tree over there. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. So that means that it's likely not going to be able to get to me because it seems to have clipped itself inside the terrain. However, that means the combat music is going to keep going until it's decided that I am no longer in combat with that thing. Which means I don't get an advance warning if I'm under attack from something else. That's good. You could, I mean, you can definitely make people levitate. That's actually a really good way to kill cliff racers. If you create a levitate on target for 1 second, like levitate 1 point for 1 second on target, and cast it at a cliff racer, it will overwrite their flying, because they, the way cliff racers flying works in this game is they just have a, like, permanent levitate effect on them. Like a constant effect levitate of a certain point value. I don't remember what the point value is. And so they can just fly around the air. And if you create a levitate 1 point for 1 second on target spell and just cast it at a cliff racer, it will overwrite their constant effect, and when it wears off, they just fall out of the sky. So you could do that. I don't think they would be smart enough to, like, go up. They would just continue to move in a straight line towards you. Now, if you started flying around, like if you used the levitate thing to fly yourself around, they would follow you in the air. But I don't think they're smart enough to, like, stay out of danger. I mean, where are we going right now? We're not really heading towards Nissus, which is a little alarming. Like, we're kind of going north towards the coast. Isn't really what you want, but we'll make it work. If I can get up Ooh, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get through this way. Maybe we should, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that camp there. Maybe I should have headed back and gone south. We'll have to see. Because, yeah, this is looking like it's going to be a dead end up here. Alright, that's fine. I guess we'll have to head south. Alright. I don't think you can use Silt Striders while you have someone following you and still have them following you when you come out the other side. I'm not 100% sure on that. It's like we could try to like Silt Strider back to Ald Rune, and then because I know there were signs to this is from Ald Rune, which is like, yeah, here. Oh, apparently we passed Bal Isra. Bal Isra is the Redoran like stronghold. When you create your own little house, that's where it would be. So we apparently walked right past where it's going to be. And I think I was about right when I was trying to mark out where it was on the map. Okay. Head this way. Wait, no, this way. I'm not lost, you're lost. It's fine. Okay, how are you even here? Like, I just came through this way. How is it possible that there are more cliff racers? This is what I'm talking about. They're just a plague. Like, no matter how many you kill, there are more. Okay, there's an egg mine over there. I don't think I need to worry about... For the love of God. Absolutely a plague. Like... Okay. How about this? Oh, it's starting to get dark too, which is concerning. Can I like... Okay. Oh, I'm stuck in the tree now too. Okay, that's good. We'll just I don't really want... Okay, I don't really want to have my fatigue that low. So we'll put this on. Can I like get up to you? I don't suppose you'd want to like... Okay. No clip for a second. Let's see if we can kill this stupid thing. And then no clip my way back into bounds. Get that back off. Now, what the hell is attacking me now? It still thinks I'm in combat with something. I have no idea what. Like, I don't see another cliff racer. Do we want to try just cutting across the mountain range here? This might be the best chance to cut across. This little gap. I should probably let my fatigue restore just a tiny bit. Seriously, what the hell does it think I'm in combat with? There must be a cliff racer stuck in one of these trees somewhere that I'm just not seeing. I mean, there's another one up on top of that mountain there, so that's good. Although it does somewhat look dead. Oh, there's two. No, it's alive. Good. Oh, there's three more. There's one there. There's one there. And there's another one behind that rock. There's another one somewhere around here, stuck inside of a rock that I can't find. Okay, we've got another random, like, tomb. But I don't think we want to go tomb raiding with our pilgrim buddy here following us. Oh, hello? Are you okay, game? Okay, we're good. Yeah, I guess we'll just head this way. This is basically like back where we picked him up. We've walked him in a big circle and just... Oh my god. Come on, friend. Come on. Friend. 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 Alright, you know what? We're gonna go this way. Do you like this way? Oh. Oh. There you go. You know, this 2-day deadline sounded very lenient when I first picked this mission up, and I'm starting to worry. That's fine, though. We'll just backtrack down. I know there were some branch signs that led off to Nissus a little bit south on the path. There's another outlet up in the hills there. So much wildlife out here. Good lord. Yeah, like, I see you. And I see you. We are getting this guy to his shrine safely. It's the last thing I do today. And, well, I guess in that case it would be the only thing I did today, but that's fine. We will get him to his shrine. Come on. This way. Don't make eye contact. I know there's like 5 more cliff racers up there, but just ignore them. If you don't look at them, they won't bother you. I don't think that's true, but we'll pretend like it is. Okay. Keep heading south. Is this like Bal Isra up ahead here? It must be. Are you still with me? You're close. This is that Ashlander camp that the other guy was being held hostage inside of. I feel like maybe we shouldn't be, like, bringing another pilgrim past. Oh, God. What time is it? Okay, 8 p.m. It's only gonna get darker out from this point. That's good. Yeah, keep an eye on him, make sure he's not getting lost. We need to sort of keep an eye open if we can for the... I knew it! Keep an eye open for... the signs. No, don't try to fight it. You're not gonna... It's in the air and you're on the ground. Where'd he go? Okay. We're good. I can't really see, which is a slight concern. Yeah, apparently this is Bal Isra, like, here. So I think, like, right on the other side of that is where the house would be built. Oh my god. Alright, here's the plan. 6 hours. Give me, like, 3 more. 6 a.m. Bright and early. We can see just fine. I think we've already burned, like... 2/3 of a day. We haven't even made it to Nissus yet. We're actually, like, you know, found a sign that tells me that I'm going to Nissus. This is good. It's fine. We'll make it there. But yeah, see, this is why you walk places. Forget the Silt Striders. We wouldn't have been able to fight 50 Cliff Racers, 10 Elites, and a handful of Comma Foragers, and another Cliff Racer right there, who's totally going to notice me in a second and fly over here to say hi. Yeah, there it is. If I'm lucky, it's going to get stuck on the terrain. I'm not that lucky. Alright. Hello? Hey! 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 Leave my guy alone. I don't suppose I have like a heal on touch, do I? No, that's heal on me. Eh. That's fine. I'm sure he'll live. Nissus. Okay, we've got a sign pointing me to Nissus. Now we go this way. If we just keep scooting along, like, what is it, a Guar up there, or is it an Elit? I can't see. There's something hiding in that grass. What the hell was that? Like Tuscan Raiders out in the hills or something. Okay, Nissus this way. Okay, I'm a little concerned by the Bullnetch. If this is a hostile Bullnetch, they have an AoE poison attack. Okay, it doesn't appear to be hostile. Are we cool? Think we're good. Oh, there's another Cliff Racer joined the road behind me there. Why am I hearing like gunfire in the background? Okay, there's another naked Nord. But I don't really want to deal with him right now. Seriously, why does it sound like someone's firing off an automatic rifle in the distance? Like, really faintly. Which mod pack added that? I've contracted Blackheart Blight. I am over encumbered. Oh, god damn it. Oh my god. Oh, that's bad. Okay. I can cure common disease. I can't actually cure... I can't actually cure, blight disease. Uh-oh. I am 82 pounds over carry capacity right now. Okay, step one. Ditch all of these. Actually, wait, idea. Pick those back up. Step one, use all of these. Come on. Okay, we used up all of them. I'm only 60 pounds over now. I think I gotta ditch the books. Okay, we're gonna ditch the books, but we're gonna come back for them, right? Like, we set the books here for now. We'll just make a nice big pile so they're easy to spot. I don't really need the decoded package. I don't really need this. Don't need this. Don't need this. I don't need this. Okay. The fat loot is going to sit right here for a minute. I don't need this soul gem. Or any of these soul gem. How heavy are these? I don't need this for right now. I don't need 250 arrows at the moment. How about... Oh, this is bad. Torches? That's 9 pounds of torches. We don't need torches. There we go. Now then, we are just going to temporarily retreat. Is it speed? What's it hitting? Strength and endurance. Okay. This is fine. I'm like very close to my endurance capacity. Aldrune, back this way. We're gonna retreat to Aldrune briefly. Oh god, okay, I can't lose him though. God. It's very bad. And we're gonna hit an alchemy shop. And is there a shrine here? I think we can get ourselves cured at the shrine. And then we can pick up some cure blight potions. Because yeah, we're gonna want cure blight Jesus, I didn't think they were that bad. What is it specifically doing? 36 points of strength? What the fuck? That's insane. You get 5 pounds of carry weight per point of strength. So that's hitting you for like 150 plus 180 points of like carry weight loss. That is insane. Man, blight disease is bad. Not to mention that my health is just absolutely destroyed right now. A maximum fatigue, oh my god. What even did this? Is that Nyx Hound that did that to me? Like, good lord. It took one bite from an animal and my character just caught like hyper COVID. Like, what the hell? Immediately came down with the sickness. Next day and a half. Don't worry about it, buddy. I got you. We're gonna get you there. I'm just dying is all. Coming? All right, we're good. Wild animal vaccination programs, indeed. Like God, I'll go do it myself. Give me that quest. Here's a dart gun with some antibiotics loaded into it. Can you just run around the wildlife for a bit and just blowgun them? Alright. We made it to town. This is really bad. Jesus. This is what I get for not thinking to carry some cure blight on me. I was like, it's fine. Blight disease isn't that big of a deal. You know why I think that? You know why I'm thinking it's not that big of a deal? Because I'm used to the second half of the game where you're completely immune to all disease. And you just kind of forget, like, how easy it is to get a disease in this game and how absolutely horrifically crippling they are. Because, like, as soon as you get, like, you know, I think it's like 2 or 3 more quests down the main, like, quest chain, you're completely immune to disease forever. At which point, none of this would be a problem. Alright.
You have something to say to me?
I have something to say to you. Yes, I am carrying the plague. Alright. Okay. Is this guy still with me? He's still with me. Let's get up to the temple.
Speak, traveler.
We're gonna are you with me? You're with me. Alright. Swing into the Aldrin Temple. Shrine. I need a shrine. This one will do. I hope. Crap. Wait. Cure Blight. There we go, we're fine. Okay, Cure Blight. Barter. Cure Blight. Cure Blight. Potion of Cure Blight. Scroll of Cure Blight. No. Alright. You there. The hell is all this? Do I have like a scroll of Cure Blight? Cure common disease, Cure Blight disease. Okay. We're gonna carry 2 of those on me. Just in case. How we looking? Alright, now we're in business. What level is this? Okay, I'm like 7/10 of the way towards the next level already, too. I think we gained a level like right at the end of last part. Fine. We just need to go back and get my stuff. And then we were like on the road towards Nissus. We'd made it like a third of the way there. Are you coming? Alright, we're good. Just keep running. You know, the upside, at least there's no like, I'm about to jinx myself here. This is about to be a bad plan. At least there's no blight storms blowing through. Like the weather's like foggy, but it's like Morrowind foggy. Like this is what the regular game looked like on a clear day. Oh god, no, which way do I go? Is it this way? Is this the way I came from? Oh no. Well, okay, I know it was right by that naked Nord guy. If nothing else, we get this guy to his cave, and then we come back and look for my pile of books and assorted knickknacks on the road. Assuming, like, the wildlife and local bandits haven't made off with it, which I don't think they do. I don't think Morrowind, like, the AI wasn't really interact with stuff. You could pretty much just drop items wherever you wanted, and they would never get touched. Okay, it's saying Nissus is this way. This is looking right. Because we got out of the, like, ashlands and into, like, regular grassy area just before this happened. What does my journal say? Next day and a half. So it's been, what, half a day? It thinks. Oh my god, there's another cliff racer. How does this even happen? How do they find me? we're good. Where did the cliff racer go? It's over there. Is it gonna spot him? It is gonna spot him. Oh, you little fucker, get over here. Alright. 8/10 of the way towards that next level. What is, resist corpus? Oh, so we got the completely useless effect that time. Good. It's such a troll that they put that into the game just to make you think that, like, corpus is an actual thing you can catch. Okay, we're good. I think I see my stuff. Alright. We made it. That loot. Iron arrows. Boots. Torches. Notes. Poison song. Notes. Notes. Package for Caius. Pilgrim's Path. My journal's been updated. I've read the Pilgrim's Pact and marked the location of each shrine on my map. Oh. Nifty. Apparently I've been to, like, most of them, but there's a few of them that I hadn't been to, so cool. We now have some extra shrines on my map that I can use if I ever want to join the Tribunal Temple, which we probably will at some point. I actually don't know. Oh god. Can you join the Tribunal Temple, like, after you've finished the main quest? Does that work? Or does the main quest, like, interfere with the Tribunal Temple? Because there's, like, a bit, like, maybe 2/3, 3/4 of the way through the main quest where, like, you and the Tribunal Temple are not on great terms. Oh my god, I see it. Okay, how are we doing as far as, like... We're not making that fast of progress. Okay. It's fine. I'm gonna get him to his little shrine. Before nightfall. That's the goal. It's currently noon. We're gonna get him to his shrine before 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Something like that. Somewhere around that ballpark. Well, not like that we aren't. Okay, you, come here. Come on. Alright, it's a little farther down. This road sucks, by the way. There's just, like, no markers. I'm assuming that I'm still, like, actually on the correct path. That is definitely more of an assumption than, like, actual knowledge. We try... Okay, can I see my destination? We just, like... Not really. What's that? No idea. Okay, I see a Kagauti up ahead. I see... Okay, I'm assuming that these signs mean... Because they're pointing, like, that way. I'm assuming they mean this path, not this path. Like, there's another signpost up by the Kagauti. Right? We just, like... Cool. Nissus is this way. do we just head straight over the land here? We're like right there. I could just head like basically straight west across open ground. That might be a better idea than trying to follow the road, because I think Nissus has some like, there's like a river on the south side of the city and some really awkward terrain. So it might not be all that easy to get there, like, from the city. Also, like, Jesus. Look at the state of this road. Forget the animal vaccination program. We need some, like, paths laid out here. Already been a day, and I'll need to be there within another day. Can we get moving? Don't worry. Everything is completely, under control. It's gonna be okay. I think. We need to get you that way. If we just head this way, right? This is still sort of a path. Yeah, what are they using the taxes for? No good empire? To be fair, I don't think like the native Morrowind population is terribly interested in allowing the empire to come in here and build roads, seeing as this is like a holy ground to them. This whole island is supposed to be like the foundation of their religion. They're probably going to be like, this is the dust that Vivek walked on. You can't befoul it with your bricks. Out of here. What are you? Diseased rat. Well, thank God I didn't get a disease that gave me, like, minus all my carry weight. Hey, we found Nissus. Well, sort of. In order to get into town, we would have probably needed to follow the other path. That would have taken me, like, all the way up around that way and then loop me back down and then put me out through there. This is a weird one. Because of this, like, river, a lot of the paths around here take you, like, weirdly far out of the way to get anywhere. Are you cool with that slope? Okay, you're cool with that slope. Head this way a little bit. And we've got to be getting close to that cave, right? It's apparently like... Screw it, we're going off-road. Stick with me, buddy. According to my map, it's like right here. I seem to recall that it is like right on the coast. Like down at the bottom of the hill. Like partly underwater, if I'm not mistaken. This is looking promising. It's looking very promising. Yeah, this right here. What's this? Speaking of which, okay, this is one of the shrines we need to visit, right? Okay, Fields of Kumu, Stop the Moon, Palace, Shrine of Curiosity, Shrine of Justice within the Nissus Temple, Coal Cave. Vivek fought a battle with Ruddy Man, the father of the Drew. When he defeated Ruddy Man, Vivek spared his life on the condition that Ruddy Man and his children would give up their tough hides to serve as armor for the Dunmer. Shrine of Valor is inside the Coal Cave, a cavern on the seacoast west of the ancient stronghold Barandas and south of Nissus. The cave mouth faces south towards the sea and is marked by a large natural arch of stone. The region is wilderness and finding the cave mouth can be difficult. Drew within the cave itself are fearsome enemies. Only experienced and capable adventurers should attempt to reenact the epic battle with the Drew in the cave. Drew wax may be bought at the temple in Nissus. When you address the shrine, it is customary to leave a portion of Drew wax as a token of Vivek's victorious struggle with Ruddy Man. Okay, so we're supposed to leave Drew wax, which I had some and I sold it. Okay, let's get in here. 150 gold. He's happy. Let's do this shrine while we're here. Screw it. Coal Cave Shrine. So, You want me to reenact Vivek's battle with Ruddy Man. I think I can do that. We killed a Drew already. They're not that bad. I say. Drowning. Okay, wait. Step 1, air. Step 2, more air. Alright. One of you has wax, right? Boom. I'm not that concerned with the rest of this cave because I feel like I'm just going to drown. Maybe we come back here at some point when I have like a water breathing device. Like I can eventually just find like a helmet of water breathing or something. And then we'll be fine. But for now, offer this. More blessing. Race of Valor. What does this actually do? 10 points to all of your armor skills. That's not terrible at all. As long as we're near Nissus, I saw there was another one that we could do in Nissus, which is right there. So let's go take care of that. Matter of fact, let's read up about it real quick. Pilgrim's Path. Where was the Nissus one? We're nowhere near this. Where is this? This is top steps of Vivek's Palace. Puzzle Canal. No. The Mask of Vivek, Shrine of Justice. Near the altar is Vivek's Ash Mask. In the days of fire, when Dagoth first crept back into Red Mountain and awakened it, Vivek led refugees here as they fled the Ashen Blight. Weary, they rested a while. When Vivek awoke, he found himself and all his followers encased in casks of gray ash. Frozen like a sleeping statue and unable to free himself or help his people, Vivek was filled with despair. Vivek's tears weakened his ash casks. He tore the ash from his perished followers, breathed life into their lungs, and cured them of the blight. This is Vivek's heroism. Tender heart provides strength when his might fails. The Shrine of Justice is guarded in the Nissus Temple in the village of Nissus, northwest by road from the town of Aldrune. When you address the shrine, it's customary to leave a potion of cure common disease, which I have. As a token of your respect for justice, suitable potions may be purchased from temple. Homemade potions are not acceptable. Okay. So, you gotta love a religion that recommends buying your offerings from them. That's the sign of a just and fair religion. It's definitely not existing solely to make money. We're good. Just keep healing. We'll just wade across the river a little bit. Also, this guy. I think this guy has a fun little quest you can do. It's pretty short. Take care of that. Yeah, this guy here. Hentis Yansurnumu. Hainob stole my pants. I was taking a bath and Hainob Lasami stole my pants. Perhaps you could talk to him and get my pants back. His trade, he is a miner. Okay, so Hainob has his pants. I don't know who Hainob is. Hopefully we can find him. Is this Hainob? That'd be convenient. Are you Hainob? No. Can you tell me where Hainob is? No. Good. The Modoc Trade House. Let's just take a look around. Maybe we can find this guy. Check down the basement. Are you Hainob? No. Do you know how to tell me where to find Hainob? I'll also no. Okay. Did this tell me? No. No. Although, wait, are you an Ashlander? You're an Ashlander Imperial Legion recruit. Interesting. You don't see many of them. We've got a lot of Legion down here, too. Wow. So this is like the hub for like new recruits in the Imperial Legion. If you want to join the Imperial Legion, you come out this way, and you can. Yeah, we got Darius down here. This is where all the
freely, friend.
Ooh, my block gained a level. Yeah, this is where all the like starting quests are for them. I suppose we could join up if we wanted to while we're out here, but not that much in a rush. They make you carry around a piece of armor. Takes up a lot of weight in your inventory. Got better stuff to do. Are you Hynab? Hynab is definitely like a dark elf name. No.
What is it, Sarah?
Are you Hynab? You there, fleeing into the hills. Come here. Yes. It's a chomp chomp indeed. Pants. Spit couldn't put them on without help. Okay, so he's not happy. How about if I admire you a little bit? What if I admire you a little bit more? What if I admire you a lot more? Ideally successfully. Uh-oh. Alright, hold up. We can get this. We just need to get lucky and get a few successes in a row. We got real unlucky there and got a few fails in a row, which makes this much more difficult because the lower their disposition is, the less likely your things are to work, which makes it very difficult to work your way back out. But we'll pull it off. If I can get like 3 in a row, we'll be back up to almost neutral. This is good training for personality too, and a good way to wear out your mouse. Come on. Oh, the hell with it. Alright, one sec. Oh. It doesn't reset. Alright, that's fine. Come here. I just need the man's pants. It's all I need. Oh. We actually leveled up from that. You have got to be kidding me. Alright, let's get out of town real quick. I will just rest in the wilds. It's fine. There, we're now out of town. I've ascended to level 6. How about I put some points into personality? And you know what? We'll put a point into endurance just to get that extra point of that. And, let's get strength moving in the right direction, too. That's fine. Now then, sir. Oh, you know what? Wait a minute. We're going about this all wrong. Where is he? Hynab. I just realized we have things to help with this. I've got drugs. Also, why is Hynab chomping so much? What's up with that? Look at him go. He is just chomping away. Okay, that's not Hynab. Crap. Okay, he definitely had on like a similar outfit to that.
Probably nothing.
Where the hell did he go? Hynab? I can... Aha. Okay, here's the plan. Do I have any other, like, fortify speech or personality? The Thief Ring fortifies that for 30 seconds. Does any of this help? No. Do any of these help? No. So here's the plan. Thief ring. Bam.
You have no manners.
Salvani Bug Musk. Personality is now at 104. Speechcraft at 33. Wait. Put your hands down because I think people get fussy about that. There we go. And then we just... There you go. Now he's liking it.
You can shave your gold around with me?
What the hell was that? Some of the background noise in this one. I don't know what's going on with that. There we go. If you want the pants this bad, take him. It's a stupid joke anyway. Alright. Maybe is he eating the pants? That'd be a strange one. He's very hungry if he's eating the pants. Because he's got to be at least halfway through one leg at this point. That's a lot of chomping. Hide up, buddy. Pants. Don't have much to give you. Have some hackle though. I mean, that's actually relatively valuable. Like as rewards go, that's actually not terrible. 30 value per, so that's like 90 value worth of hackle though, which is probably gonna get me like 45. But the quest is just, hey, go talk to this guy and get my pants back. That's actually not bad at all. Let's head over here. And we can go pray at the shrine and get our... seriously, what the hell? Oh, you're eating now. What's the deal? Sorry, my chat did the random scroll again. I don't know what the problem is with that. We need to go, I believe it's upstairs? Yes. This shrine here, if I'm not mistaken. Vivek Ashmask. Wait. Okay, hold up. Before we steal the Ashmask and piss off this lovely gentleman here. Oh, this is the shrine of the Ashmask here. Would you like to donate a potion of cure disease? Yes. Okay, there we go. What does that get me? Nothing. Fun one. That's the real Ashmask. There's a little secret thing you can hit there and find the actual Ashmask. A value of 50,000 as opposed to this one with a value of 500. Curiously, is this like... Oh, you can just poke it, it's fine. Can I just like... Ooh. What did that do? Okay, you can get like a cool blessing from this. What is that doing? Is that cure everything? Cure blight, cure poison, cure common disease. Alright. And apparently I can't just take them. Now then. I believe we can just take a Silt Strider from here back to Margon. I'm fine with that. We did find our way here eventually. It just took a while. Margon. Yes, 16 gold. Away we go.
We make a special trip just for you. Same low price.
This guy falls off his platform a lot from what I remember. We'll need to keep an eye on him. And we needed to talk to someone when I got here who was going to give me directions. Urslaku Camp. Yeah. Look for a scout named Nulina Tados at the Margon Outpost. That would be this here. Hello? What are you? Like an outfitter? You're training. Huh. Don't really need it right now, but good to know. Hello, what's this? A smith. Random shards of raw glass. Do you have anything useful I could actually do with some more hammers? I burned all of my hammers on the way over here when I got horribly over encumbered. Raw ebony, I don't think that's legal, buddy. Alright. That's fine. Ooh. Room and display is dedicated to the memory of Ravila and Narian, killed while crusading to remove the blight, the Hyrat Vasami egg mine. May her spirit rest in peace eternally. Oh. I was literally about to be like, ooh, free armor.
Outlander.
Okay,
What
maybe
do you
stealing
want?
the armor from their memorial to the lady that went off to try to save their local economy would be a bit of a shitty thing to do. You there, you're the scout. Alright, will you tell me how to get to here? Due north from Margon. High ridges lie in the way. From Margon, head east past the Siltstrider. Take a trail north into the Foyada Banidad. Follow the Foyada northwest to the sea. There is a shipwreck at the end of the ravine. Swim east around the headland, pass east through the ruins of Ashurnabitashpi. Hey, Ashurnabitashpi? Ashurnabitashpi. Okay, Ashurnabitashpi. You got it. Avoid the Daedra, they're powerful and aggressive. Urslaku camp lies east of the ruins, inland in a low hollow. You got it, lady. Ashurnabitashpi. So we need to go, wait, east from the Siltstrider. Okay, hold up. Forget this, middle of the night nonsense. Just make it daytime. Boom. Alright, I can't see a goddamn thing. Alright. What were my instructions again here? East? Up into the Foyada. Alright. We can figure that out. The hell's... Oh, for the love of God. Why do I even ask? I know what it is. It's a cliff racer. It's always a cliff racer. I could be in the bottom of a cave under Red Mountain, and it would be a cliff racer. This. Ulin's hut. Alright, this looks like it's the way... Oh my god, there's two of them, and they're circling. Yeah, I hear ya. Where is it? Oh, it's a Shulk. That's fine. Shulk aren't too bad, especially if you're Dunmer. Fire attack isn't going to do anything to you. Come here. Okay. See you. We're going to proceed a little cautiously, just so I don't pull too many cliff racers. I have a screenshot on my Steam profile under the Morrowind, I think you can sort by games. And it was in this Foyada, a few years back. And there were I don't know, 7 dead cliff racers just in a circle around me. Because I'd picked up so many of them from walking down here without bothering to stop. There's one there. Yeah, I knew it. Come on. Tell you what. Let's encourage you. They seem to come down faster after you shoot them. You just gotta give them a little incentive. Oh. Wait. I was like, the combat music didn't stop. That means there's another one somewhere. Alright. I see you. I would actually argue that it's probably easier to exit here and then cut northwest than it is to take her directions. I hear it. Wow, what the hell? Who the hell are you? Oh my god. The cliff racers have reinforcements. Alright, now then. Cliff racer, dispose of corpse. No, you don't have anything useful. Worn chest, and they didn't bother to capitalize the chest. That's interesting. Let's keep heading north. Oh my lord. It's more critters. We're good. So what am I, level 8 now? We'll probably hit... Yeah, we'll probably hit level 9 by the end of this stream, I'm thinking. At the rate things have been moving, I feel like that's pretty likely. Yeah, come here, you. Where is it? One. Oh. Oh my lord. The amount of wildlife out here is just ridiculous. Look at this. It's like a Final Fantasy game. You can't take 3 steps without one of these things jumping out of the bushes to come after you. Alright, get over here. Eh. You just keep launching arrows at them. There we go. We're good. Put this away. Oh. A lot of animals. Oh my god. Don't go down that way. Are you? Yeah, you're gonna have a problem with me. Alright. Of course you are. Okay, we're good. What's this? Do you think this is worth poking our heads into? Probably. Shishi. With a name like Shishi, you gotta poke your head in, right? Oh. Hello, ma'am. Is all well in Shishi? Oh, maybe not. Maybe we just save real quick. The hell happened here? Huh. I mean, this is a nice looking little setup they've got here, but what happened? We got beds, we got a nice little dining area set up, and then just a bunch of dead bodies. Silver spark axe. Kinda heavy. Don't need it. Huh. I probably should keep a weapon ready, because whatever killed them is probably not going to be friendly to me. Another one. Hello?
There is no escape.
Yeah. Alright. Okay. This is a little concerning. Okay, dead. Got it. That's fine. If we... Okay, I think I can still take her. Like, reasonably tough, but not unbeatable. Can't rest here, enemies are nearby. We can rest here, though. So here's the plan. Step 1. Does this do more damage? Not reliably. How about... Yes, first barrier ring. And... Yeah, I'm liking that. So first barrier ring goes on. And then we go with Ancestor Guardian next, right? And then we go with... I had something that caused blind, didn't I? Yeah, Ring of Tears. Wow, that block is really helping her out there. Okay, we're good. How about one of these and one of these? Alright, we're good. And then one of these and one of these. Okay. What the hell was this? Oh, that's why that hurt. Shock damage 1 to 25. Holy shit. Yeah, if you hit the high roll on that, that is gonna be painful. Real quick. There we go. Bunch of bone mold, which, I mean, bone mold's pretty good armor. It's not as good as the Dark Brotherhood armor.
You will die. Great.
Okay, wait. Idea. We're good. I don't think they can follow me outside. Can't rest here, there are enemies nearby. Great. It's fine. Engraved Ring of Healing. Save me. Oh my god. Of course it was a cliff racer. Why wouldn't it be a cliff racer? We're good. We just gotta kill this thing before it gets down here and murders me. It's fine. Everything's fine. Rest until healed. Boom. Fancy sword out. We go inside here. How much charge does this thing have? Oh, it's fully recharged. Let's go. All right. Boom. What is this? Steel Spark Slayer. Way better physical damage because it's a two-hander. Not as good on the enchantment. We'll leave it for now. Okay, hold up. Change mine. Let's just go back down here a second. How? Where did you even come from? How did you get here? Alright. How much charge do I have on this thing now? Back to full. In we go. Shishi. Okay, hold up. We're good. We're good. Everything is fine. Do I have a scroll of heal me? I do. Let's go with the scroll of vitality. And how about that spell that I know that heals me, that I can't cast worth a damn? Oh, it's because my restoration is at 6. That's why I can't cast this well. Boom. Alright. Taken care of. I think we're going to get rid of the Iron Shard Sword in a bit. Amulet of Mighty Blows. I like that. Steel Spark Slayer. Really? Wow, he's got really lucky on those ones. Alright, that's fine. What the hell happened out here? Like, look at this. Who were these people? Aedra and Daedra. Mysticism isn't a mysticism skill book. You don't say. Cyrodiilic Brandy. No skill books. Extravagant Star Emerald Ring. Cool. A glass goblet, a very nice bed. Collections on cult worship. The Alchemist Formulary, which I think I've already read. Wait, what's that? Is that Bug Musk? It is Bug Musk. Gotta get the Bug Musk. Thunderfall. Shock damage, 1 to 25 on touch. I will take that. That can be a nice little backup sort. Well, actually, I guess that wouldn't be that good, because I wouldn't be attacking while doing that. Whatever, we'll sell it. It's light. Huh. I think that's everything. What a strange place. I suppose we just save and carry on then. Alright, it's like horrible out here. Still horrible. Now it's horrible with cliff racers. Why is this cliff racer so strong? Oh, it was blighted, that's why. Good. Oh, for the love of God. Yeah, come here. Seriously, they are everywhere. Also, yeah, let's get a little low on the old armor. Just real quick. Bang this out a little bit. I feel like maybe I should have brought more repair hammers. It's fine. Alright. What's my armor up to? 14? Eh. Could be better, could be worse. Nope. 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 Okay, listen here. We'll just keep restoring. I see you. Is it just you? Okay, well let's go. Okay, you can figure it out. I believe in you. Oh, you brought a friend. Okay, and we are slightly stuck in here. I'll clip my way back out. Alright. Now, I can't help but notice that there's 3 more of them right here. However, they do all appear to be stuck in rocks. As am I. Can we just, there we go. Oh, there were 4 of them here. Look at this nonsense. Sorry, we're taking a screenshot of that. The epitome of Morrowind combat. Like, this is what I think of when I remember Morrowind. It's just this. Okay. Boom. All the cliff racers. Somehow there's only 2 of them there. Whatever. Get out of here. Also, this dwarven ruin, if I'm not mistaken, is the home of one of the 3 vampire clans. I'm pretty sure this is where Quara lived. Oh, I love the resto. Nothing. Alright, that's fine. We'll just rest until healed. Apparently that was 7 hours worth of resting until healed. We're good. And I believe our like directions were just follow this all the way to the end and you'll find a shipwreck. Probably surrounded by cliff racers. Turn left at the 3rd cliff racer, then continue on until the next cliff racer. There we go. Okay, as the music didn't stop, and I was like, I swear, there's another one. Oh, I think the ash storm might be clearing up, though. That's good. I will definitely take that. Now then. Cliff Racer. Just, Alright, that's fine. We'll just, expensive pants? Yeah, expensive pants. Come here. Absolute menaces. Now then, diseased rat. I'm assuming that she was referring to the shipwreck here, this little boat. If I'm not mistaken, it's a lot easier. Like, instead of taking her advice and like swimming around the northern bit there, I think you can just like cut through here and then like stick to the south side of the ruins, because there's going to be some like nasty Daedra up in there that you probably don't want to fight. But if you just stick like along the south side here, we should be fine. Another blight storm just to keep things nice and cheery. That's good. There you go. Really immerse yourself in the suck. Really get that Morrowind homey feel. Friggin' Ashlands, man. This place is just the worst. Alright, now then. Oh, I didn't actually want to do the flying pants. I wanted to do this. We're just gonna slowly... What is this? Ebar Dodd. Wonder what this is. We'll just save before we go diving into this. It's probably fine. I feel like... Hello? A dead scamp. Bounce off the head of that scamp. Oh, no thank you. Okay, wait. Weapon has no effect. Okay, I think we're gonna try and not fight the Greater Bone Walker. If possible. How about... like in this? Yeah, that did pretty good work. And that's untouched. Do I have any more on target? No? Alright. I don't want to get near her, because if that thing hits me, it's going to be real bad. Can I just get, like... Yeah, there we go. Are we good? Okay, it got a hit in on me, so my strength is a little bit knackered, but not too bad. Ooh, she does have a crossbow. That's kind of cool. And some bolts. There you go. It started here. Crossbows, not necessarily just a Skyrim thing. Also we've got, okay, trap chest. Step 1, get the chest. Step 2. That open. I'm going to save the restore strength for just a minute. In case okay, I don't actually want these books. Put these back in here. In case there's more of them, we're gonna save the restore strength for now. Right? We're cool? You're not cool. Okay. Gave you a shot. You might be about to kill me. Oh, just barely survived it. Alright, that's fine. This is good restoration training is what this is. Speaking of restoration, how much of that do I have? Am I, like, any good at this? We're okay. Daedra and Daedra. Potion of water breathing I could use. Night Eye I could use. I don't really need Rising Force. Don't really need Swift Swim. Yeah, don't need Rising Force. Elante's Notes. Alas, after these many years of searching, I'm sure I've located the proper caverns. The crystals are just as the stories described. Traitors shall ward his sleep. This must be the place. This must be Mordrin Hannon's tomb. Badama and I have established quarters here. No one shall steal my discovery. To imagine what treasures are hidden within these stone, those guild fools mocking my studies, the power I shall unleash upon their miserable skins. Tomorrow we will summon workers to begin excavation. Summoning was successful, though Badama lacks concentration. We nearly had a storm Atronak, but her poor skills allowed it to escape. We'll make do with vermin. To think what the earth we could have riven with the Atronak, now we're forced to watch the scamps scrape the surface with picks and shovels. Otherworldly vermin bastards, father for my cauldron, scamps are the most untrue of servants. I could enlist the efforts of the giant rats of the wilderness and have greater success. Whiny, thieving, lazy, treacherous scamps. One attempted to flee, stealing a number of potions in his flight. I made short work of him. Perhaps the others will think deeply before following his path. Unfortunately, I was unable to locate one of my best potions of Rising Force. Discovered the traces of worked stone, which were inspected closely, were obviously of Daedric workmanship. After great effort and much moving of earth, the remaining blockage fell away with a great splash into a pool of loathsome water. Foul and noisome air which escaped nearly choked me. The scamps broke into a great frenzy, trying to hurl themselves through the opening, shrieking with either terror or joy. The creatures are clearly insane. I've been forced to erect a gate at the opening. The scamps still attempt to advance into its maw. I've placed Badama as sentry to monitor the worthless creatures. Perhaps they'll tear her to pieces in her sleep. Still require her talents in the upcoming search. Baleful effects of this place are telling on me. I've only just managed to distill some potions to aid us in our endeavor. Soon, though, we'll enter the chambers and finally realize a life's ambition. Still, though we find the tomb, it may be for naught if we cannot locate the Key Guardian. Sometimes I hear voices in my dream calling on Morden's name. Is it terror or adulation? Okay. Ooh, a Ring of Night Eye. That's pretty darn cool. And a plain key. And some brandy. That's all very welcome. So they're trying to break into a Daedric shrine to look for what sounds like the tomb of some ancient mage, I'm assuming? A very powerful wizard, maybe? Why is this taking so long? There we go. I was like, I'm not that bad at security. We should be fine. Alright. Fortify Magicka. Poison resistance. Don't really need it. Corpse preparation. Definitely don't need it. Alright. Chest. Mortar and pestle. And a good skooma pipe. Don't need either of them. We'll just, I can't rest here. Enemies are nearby. Of course not. Let's just back up to the start here a little bit. Okay. Back up to here. Heal myself up. Grab this. I said grab this. Let's see what we got down here. Nothing worthwhile in there. The hell? What the hell? Okay. So, we appear to have spawned in a Daedroth. Definitely a slight concern. Maybe we... How do we deal with this? Fortify strength. Oh, I have an idea. Actually, I have an idea. Rest for 1 hour, right? What if we just rest 1 hour at a time here? Like this. Did it spawn in yet? Yeah, it did. Okay. Okay, it's coming up here. Oh, we almost had it. Okay, no, I can get that. We can get that. It's fine. It's definitely a little on the dangerous side for like a level 7 character. But it'll be fine. Yeah, I think it's already spawned in. So we just like rest for an hour. Boom. Spark sword. Oh god. Okay, not with it hitting me with lightning that badly. Okay, so if it hits me with lightning that quickly... Oh, wait, that's dangerous. Don't... God damn it, what is wrong with my cursor lately? Sorry, it was... The cursor that keeps ghost hovering on my second monitor highlighting stuff was just highlighted over one of the, like, ban buttons on somebody, and I'm not trying to accidentally ban people. I'm gonna have to watch that really closely. It's super annoying that it's, like, ghosted my cursor on the second screen, because it's like bound the cursor to this screen where it's only like able to I can't like see my cursor on the other screen here when I go like that, but for some reason it'll occasionally just decide that it's highlighting something on the other screen here when I'm moving my cursor around, which is really obnoxious. No idea what's causing that. Oh, you little bastard. Okay. That should be good. I'm totally gonna end up pulling you, aren't I? Yep. Of course I am. Alright. No. Hit that. Let's head this way. I'm here. Coming down, or are you just gonna stay up there? We need to be a little careful that we don't pull. There can be, like, reasonably high... Oh, there's even more of them. Oh my god. Nope, he's still not down in range where I can actually hit him, but we've pulled the other one now. Would either of you like to get down to a range where I could, like, actually hit you? There you go. How about you? Do you want to come down here? No? Alright. Watch out for Daedra. I can't see a damn thing with all this grass here. Okay. There's a Flame Atronak right there. I don't remember how bad that is. There's also a Clanfear right there. I feel like we don't want to mess around with either of them, really. But we did find the Urshlaku camp. Alright, mission success. Oh my god. How much resto does that put me at here? Resto... Okay, we're at 8. Didn't even notice it telling me I leveled up that time. Odd. 44. One sec. If I cast this and I'm already at full health, does that still count? It does. So it might even just be worth kind of like spamming this as we go, just for some extra training. Yes, I've come to talk. How about thoughtful gift? Small things. Bring me some trauma root. Okay, Shabinabaville. We need to bring Shabinabaville some trauma root. Look, here's some now. Shabinaville, I've brought you one thoughtful gift. Okay, thank you. Now, can I talk? You wish to speak to Silmatul, you want to speak to Nabani Mesa, have they sent for you? No. If not sent for you, you will not speak to them. You are an outlander and Silmatul is our chief and Nabani Mesa is our wise woman. They will not speak to you. Okay. Okay, tell you what. We'll get some more trauma root. Do you want more trauma root? Is that what you want? You couldn't gather anything useful. Good. Oh god, I've clipped myself into the wall. We'll just, pardon me just a moment. I come with more gifts. Now then, do you want another gift? Okay, how about now? What does an Outlander have to say to an Urshlaku of the Nerevarine prophecies? I fulfill the prophecies and wish to speak to Silmatul and Nabani Mesa. Don't believe what I'm hearing. You think you're the Nerevarine and want to speak with Silmatul and Nabani. You don't look like the Nerevarine. But you do not speak like a fool or a madman. This is a puzzle, I tell you. Go speak with Zavamund in his yurt. He's a Gulakan, Silmatul's champion. He will decide what is right. If Zavamund gives you permission, then you may enter the Ashcan's yurt and speak with Silmatul. Okay, where's Zavamund?
I will listen.
Zanumuz, Ashkan's yurt, Zavamund. Alright, listen, Zabumafu, I need you to tell me what's going on here. Thoughtful gift, right? Always start with a gift. Offer this custom with gold. Here's $100. I think, let's talk. Yeah, let's talk. They will not talk to me. What if I am the Nerevarine? Why should they speak to you? Who are you and why should we trust you? I'll tell you everything I know, and you tell me what you think. These are not simple matters. You know a great deal more than I would have thought, and some of what you say is news to me. I believe you should speak to Silmatul. Perhaps he will be angry with me, but I can bear that. Go to the Ashcan's yurt and speak with Silmatul. Ask him your questions and tell him I've sent you. Alright. Off to the Ashcan. Also, we gotta make sure we always remember to ask about thoughtful gift. Sometimes if you don't offer a gift, it's a bad time. Hello. You there. Thoughtful gift. Gold, you got it. One bribe coming up. Alright, Nerevarine prophecies. You think you fulfill the prophecies, you wish to be tested to see if you're the Nerevarine. No Outlander may join the Nerevarine cult. If you are a clan friend, an adopted member of the Ashlander tribes, then perhaps. I have an initiation rite in mind. If you pass this rite, I will adopt you as a clan friend of the Ashlanders, and then I will submit you to Nabadi Mesa, our wise woman who's skilled in oracles and mysteries, and who will test you against the prophecies. Alright, what's the rite? To be adopted into the tribe, you must undergo a harrowing. In a harrowing, you'll be judged by the spirits and ancestors to see if you're worthy. Go to the Urishlaku burial caverns and fetch me Sewell Senepul's Bonebiter bow. Sewell Senepul is my father, and his spirit guards his bone mold longbow deep in the burial caverns. Return me with this bow, and I will adopt you into the tribes as a clan friend. Okay. South-southeast of the camp, north-facing door in a little hill halfway between us and the slopes of Red Mountain. Go north to the water, then turn east. At a rock cairn on the beach. Harrowing into the fade we go. Oh god, no. Jesus Christ. Please, no, no more. The rock cairn on the beach, turn and head straight south until you find the door. Spirits of our ancestors guard the caverns. They will attack and will kill you if they can. Force your way past them or evade them. Get the bow and return to prove your worthiness. Alright. So he wants me to go north and look for a rock cairn on the beach. To the east. I think we just like head northeast, right? That'll probably be fine. And we're looking for a rock cairn on the beach. Oh, there it is. Here we head south, and we should come straight to our cave. I'm gonna say we don't follow the path, right? We just go straight south. Probably. Okay, if we just keep heading straight south, is this? Okay, is that it right there? So this is Urishlaku Camp. Is that about halfway between here and Red Mountain? Maybe. There's a lot of critters around here. I should probably start walking. Because I have a feeling I'm going to come under attack in a second here, and I'd rather not be at no stamina. Okay, what have we got? Make sure it's not like a cliff racer sneaking up on you. I think it's just this Nyx hound that seems to be a little stuck. He's just having a moment. Let's go give him a poke. There we go, he's good. Alright then. I want to check something. What is this called? Ash tree. Alright. I might look into seeing if I can mess with the meshes on those ash trees. I feel like stuff gets stuck in them a lot. So I might like delete the replacement meshes that I'm using and just let it use the default mesh. That might improve some of the collision detection. Okay. One done. Actually, what does he have? Is there anything good? No. We're fine. There's some skeletons down here. There's probably some ghosts. There's ghosts in this game, right? Yeah, there's totally ghosts in this game. Alright, now then. What have we got up here? We've got a lot of skulls in a little shrine. And similarly, a lot of skulls in a little shrine. Alright, can I just make the jump? No, I can't. Oh no. Ah, not quite. Alright, well, that's fine. We brought expensive pants for just such a situation. You there. Lift me up. Upsies. Urislaku, Karma Burial. What are we in right now? Astral Burial. Okay. Astral to Karma. Oh. Ow. Try to corner him so he can't. There we go. So he can't back away. Cruel Spark Arrow, reasonable amount of damage. Also, what's this? Yeah, rest up for a second. I wonder if the Dark Brotherhood could find me down here. Also, you kind of want to check along the side of some of these passageways. You're going to see little, like, warriors, like mummy here, with a weapon in their hand. Every now and then, they will be holding some ridiculously cool enchanted weapon. Like, this is kind of cool. A Spear of Light. Every time it hits something, it casts a light spell, so you can, like, see better. What the hell is my acrobatics at? Why am I so bad at this? Oh. It's because my strength is damaged. We should probably fix that. Oh, it's not entirely because my strength was damaged. That's good. Also, yeah, watch for these. I think there's some good items, like, tucked in here sometimes. Yeah, there we go. Hellfire Scroll, Invisibility. The hell is League Step? Oh, Recall, okay. Cure Paralysis, Poison, and Common Disease. This is some good stuff. Resin, alright, don't really need that. But yeah, don't leave this place without a thorough poke. There is some good loot to be had in here. Also, who's that? There's a body on that one. Okay, we got a small chest. Locked, but we can fix that. Boom. Oh boy. Alright, a little bit of gold. Head over to here. What are you? Dead Adventurer. Spark Axe. Take that. Take that. The Nordic Trollbone Helm is just kind of cool looking, but not really good. Imperial Steel Cuirass. So this guy was probably Legion at one point or another. Let's see what's back here. I don't actually remember what the correct path through here is, and there's a surprisingly large number of, like, side corridors you can go exploring. But there is good loot, so we'll just poke around a bit and see what we find. Hello. Okay. Both skeletons dealt with. Silver Spear. Silver Staff. And what is that? Iron Spark Cleaver. Alright, nothing super useful. And is this just a dead end on this side? It looks kinda like it. Let's pull up the local map just to make sure. Yeah, it does look like this is just a dead end. Oh, apparently I gained enough to level up though. Alright. 3 points in strength. Very nice. Let's go with a little more intelligence. I could actually do with a bit more of that. Let's get some agility moving along as well. That'll do just fine. Again, not the most focused level up, but it's not that big of a deal. Alright, get over to here. We've got a rat to deal with. Now we can get down to the next part of the cave from the looks of it. Where is this one taking me? The Laterus Burial. Oh, I remember this. There's a bunch of cool stuff here. So this is like a really tall part of the cave with like a big spirally staircase going around it and a bunch of little side passages branching off. Like as we go up, there's this kind of like outcropping, and it's going to spiral its way up and up and up and up and up. The Fragile Burial, and there's a few little side passages like this along the way. So let's check each of these out as we go around. See if we find anything cool. There's a door down there, and there's something glowing up here. What's this? Really, you don't have anything on you? Where does this take me? It's just a regular locked and trapped door. Alright, locks down. Traps down. Get through and get up there so you can catch your breath. We're good. Alright. Oh, that's scary looking. Skeletal Wizard. That's less good. Skeletal Wizard that summons other skeletons. Oh, a Worm Lord. What the hell is that? I don't remember you existing. Okay, this was cool. Ooh, okay, if I were using heavy armor, that's a win. I mean, do I have the carry capacity. 15,000 value for 10 weight. Yeah, I'll take that. It's 20. Yeah, it's nowhere near as good as my helm with my current stats, but with Mystery of Talara, I believe that's actually a pretty rare book. Let's take that. I know what that is. That's a glass tower shield. Oh, this is a win for sure. All right. Titan Tower Shield, armor rating 18. Glass Tower Shield, armor rating 86. And it only weighs 3 weight more. Boop. And you're worth, what, 32 gold? You can just sit on the ground, you useless piece of garbage. Goodbye. Oh, we are in much better shape now. Okay, I am very happy we came this way. That said, mildly damaged gear. Oh, and I'm on my last repair hammer. Let's try and get the most damaged stuff taken care of. Alright, it's fine. We'll be fine. if we're... Nordic ringmail cuirass. Just a random Nordic ringmail cuirass in the middle of the floor. That's really cool. I didn't realize that was down there. Hello? Okay, we're good. Those were a little tougher. Let's, Oh my god, Ancestor Ghost, Skeletal... What is this? Steel Wakizashi. Steel Claymore. We're good. It's like I'm just kind of watching to see if I happen to find something better than this steel katana. A one-handed longsword with better damage. What's this? Spider bite, long blade, poison. Ooh, we'll take that because it gives me an extra enchanted blade that I can toggle back and forth between. And you have something up there. What is it that you're holding? You've got a bone mold helm. Key to Wormlord's tomb. Oh, that must be the door that I picked underwater. Bone mold tower shield, which is not terrible. And a firebite war axe, which is pretty useless to me. Alright. The fragile burial. Reasonably tough, like skeleton wizard. Underwater. What's this over here? Invisibility, cool. A bunch of shock damage. Command spell. Drain luck. Drain agility. Drugs. Bunch of garbage. And you're holding something up here. What is it? Feyfolken. I don't really need... Wait. Walking Jarth, I love his stuff. Great. Bone Charm. Summon skeletal minion. Oh, and a... Okay. There's a chest up there with some stuff that I'm going to want in it. Let's, real quick, go deal with you. Okay. You're down. Can I, like, get up to there without having to use a thing? No. Alright, that's fine. Levitate up to this. Are we good? Levitate? Alright. Pick this open. Very good. Remove the trap. Very good. 2 copies of the Origins of the Mages Guild, a standard restore health, and a cheap night eye. Sure. That'll all do fine. Yeah. This way and up. Nothing I need to worry about over there. There's a couple of little bits and pieces, like, kind of scattered and tucked along. Like, I think you might have something down here. Yeah, the Demon Helm. Bound gloves for 60 seconds, but I don't really care about that. Alright. Kinda gotta watch the little middle bit. Every now and then there's something hiding in that. What is this? Kefka Burial. Alright. Let's see what we got in here. Another skeleton warrior. Steel Wakizashi. Nothing that fancy. Sleep it off. Is there anything up here? I mean, he started up here, but it doesn't really look like there's much. No. That's his texture. Okay, we're cool. Let's check this place out. Look for anything valuable. There's literally nothing under here. Yeah, nothing at all. Unless, is that something right there? Drew Kiris. Not bad. Don't need it. It's pretty good medium armor. Like if you're trying to specifically go medium armor, that's honestly a pretty good find. Okay, are you holding a Wakizashi of some type? Or is that a katana? It is another Wakizashi. They really like the steel Wakizashis down here. We've got another dead adventurer with a war axe that I don't want. We've got more of this. We have one very excited skeleton. Just flew around the corner. Oh, he's actually pretty good at that unarmed. Yeah, that was chunking my fatigue pretty quick. Okay, that could have been bad. Sujama, I don't need. Titan Shield, don't need it. Take the Flynn. Don't need a Drew Club. Daedric Darts? Those are valuable if nothing else. 4,000 gold a pop for 0.4 weight. Nordic Claymore. Don't need that. Is that everything? Is that the whole of Kefka Burial? It looks like it. Alright, so Kefka Burial. The Daedric Darts are nice, but other than that, not much. If you're not worried about gold, probably worth skipping. Fragile Burial. Definitely not skipping. That's going on my list of things to remember to do when down here, because yeah, that is real good. I mean, the mage guy is a little obnoxious, but not even that bad. Let's check these out. What have you got? Anything? No? Alright, check this out. You got anything? No? Oh, that said, what's this over here? Yeah, see, like, this looks pretty good. 16 weight, 32,000 value, 45 damage per attack. It's a two-handed long blade, which isn't really my style. It's also got a resist magicka just on it. That seems like it's probably going to be useful. And then, ooh. Glass Greaves. 80 versus... Oh my god. Okay, 80 versus 48. I would say that's an upgrade. You've got some kind of amulet. Amulet of Frost, and... yeah, nothing there. Okay. Hold up. I like the look of this little ledge up here. Just keep it moving. A wizard's staff. Fortify unarmored, 10 points for 120, and levitate. 16 weight, 10,000 value. I can afford the weight. We'll take it for the sell. Silence. That's illusion. Very cool. A bunch of scrolls. Cure blight on target. Interesting. That's actually... Ooh, we want that. There is a specific quest that you need to be able to cure blight on target, and it can be kind of difficult to get that as an on-target effect sometimes. So that we do actually want. I know exactly where we want to use that at. Take all of that. Lock level 45. I think I can pop that open. Can. This might take a couple tries. That's fine. With 16 lockpicks, we ought to be just fine. Bingo. Bunch of gems. Alright. I feel like we got most of the goodies out of here. I think that... Yeah, okay, this is where we came up. So, Kakuna Burial. We're back into the Pokemon. I think I mentioned this. There's another Pokemon thing we found a different time, and I mentioned there were a few of them kind of scattered about, because I think this came out like right after Pokemon like Gold and Silver had come out, and it was still really, really like popular at the time. You'll occasionally find a little Pokemon reference in there, which makes me wonder, considering that there's like. I think Latterus may have also been like what's the copyright misspelling of Lateralis, the Tool album that had just come out like the year before. I somewhat wonder if the Kefka burial was a reference to Final Fantasy VI. Because it does seem like they were dropping a few references to things that the devs were enjoying around this time. And like FF6 had come out like a while back, but it was still remarkably popular. I mean, it's still popular today. Oh my god. No. No. No, come here. No. We're gonna get up there. I just want to see what's up here, game. I see a guy holding a thing. It is just a steel halberd. Let's keep exploring around. Oh, there's a chest up there and an urn and a bunch of stuff. Oh my god. How's my pants doing on charge? Oh my god, we're fine. 98 out of 100. Easy peasy. Swift Swim, Restore Magicka. Don't need either of those. Let's get this popped open. I'm coming out of this cave a very rich man. We might have to make a trip down to the mud crab at some point. Like, some of this stuff is getting to the point where it's like, it's... Oh, 1.5. That's actually a terrible weight to value ratio. Never mind. Didn't realize how heavy that was. Ugh. That'll take, though. We should probably peruse my potions at some point and make sure I haven't been picking up a bunch of, like, absolutely terrible weight to value ratio stuff. I'm used to potions being, like, effectively weightless. No. 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 Is there anything this way? There is. There is a hidden cave behind the waterfall. And it's even got a secret that you need to levitate for, which is exactly why I have these pants. Devil Cephalopod Helm. Bound Cuirass. Alright. A mummy. Urn. Different urn. Guess we just open the small chest. Anything in here? Bunch of gems. Alright. This one was again a bit less exciting. So Kakuna, maybe not as exciting as some of the other ones. It'll be better when it becomes a Beedrill. Especially if you're talking Gen 1. Because then you got like Pin Missile, and it's like the only thing that can do anything against like psychic types. Granted, he's part poison, so then you're going to have to deal with being weak to psychic types too. So, bit of a trade-off there, but still probably worth looking at some point or another. No, I don't need any of that. Let's see... Juno Burial, alright. I like... heal up real quick. Yeah, we're good. Man, I've been watching a bunch of like Gen 1 Pokemon stuff again lately. What a broken game. Like, there's just so much about that game. Like, balance-wise, it's just a mess. There's so many bits of the code and like the programming that just don't work, like, at all. I didn't realize this, that like in Gen 1, if you use like Focus Energy, it's supposed to increase your critical strike chance. Instead, it decreases it by 75%. So you're like a quarter as likely to land a critical hit if you use Focus Energy. So it's like a terrible idea. You never want to do that. And the same thing, there's another one that does it too, and same thing with that one. Both of the things that are supposed to, I think it's Dire Hit, the item, was the exact same thing. Which is like, how? How do you mess that up that badly? Yeah. Yeah. Go look it up. It's ridiculous. Like there's so much about that game that just doesn't work the way it's supposed to. There's a bunch of points in the game where like because of how the like capture calculations were coded, using a Great Ball is better than using an Ultra Ball like half the time. Which doesn't make any sense. There's a bunch of like skill checks and status checks and stuff that just flat out aren't used. Alright, repair my gear up a little bit. Iron Saber, not very good. Yeah, but it was like, it's one of those games, it's like, you look at, the more you look at it, you're just like, how did this, was this as good as it was? Because it's super fun. Like, Gen 1 Pokemon is super fun. Like, I definitely would play the hell out of that, but like, it's such a mess. Like, it's a miracle that anything worked in it. Oh hey, it's the Wraith of Soul Centipole. Alright. What do we want to hit him with? Have one of these. Alright, you can't really poison ghosts, can you? That's fine. The sword can stab him, at least. Wraith of Soul Centipole, Bonebiter Bow. What does this thing even do? Damage agility on target, cast when used. Eh. That's okay. Yeah, no. Keep floating. I want to grab this. I think we'll just get out of here then. I'm pretty sure that's like everything we can get out of here, pretty much. I am very happy with this haul. I mean, Tower Shield and the pants alone are, like, insane. Like, going from a 49 to an 81 and from, like, a 40 whatever to an 89 on this, like, that's nuts. And we've got a ton of... Hello? Ton of gear that I can just turn around and sell to, like, the Mudcrab Merchant. Or all the money in the world. I am going to be absolutely set on gold, like, forever. Alright, make my way back down to the bottom. I think it's literally the very bottom one. Around the corner, over to here, and this should be my way out on this side. Anything else? I don't think so. Karma Burial. We now want to go this way and out here. I've like completely drained my, stamina, which is usually a bad idea. I mean, it's still a bad idea, but we're gonna just deal with it. I don't think there's any enemies left in this place, so got a little bit of missing health, which is a perfect chance to start like training up Resto just a little bit. I know you're less likely to succeed the spellcast at low stamina. It's fine. There we go. How are we doing on our level, by the way? I took an agility hit at some point. I'm gonna need to go fix that. I don't suppose I have a restore agility, do I? Might have picked one up in there somewhere. Standard, restore fatigue. Yeah, sure. Wow, still damaged, eh? Alright. Do I have like a crappy restore agility by chance? No? That's fine. At some point, I remember you get a spell that's just like a restore all, like a power or something. It's like a restore attributes by a pretty fair whack once a day. Ends up being really useful. Oh. I don't think I went up there. Yeah, what's up here? Oh, what is up here? Hello? What's my, okay, level 4 out of 10, cool. Oh, we're level 9. Yeah, I did, okay, we did hit level 9. I was gonna say, I thought I'd remember mentioning before we came in here that I thought we'd hit 9. We hit it, and I forgot. Anything, like, cool around here? No? Just a bunch of corpses. Alright, let's check the other side. Like, I want to clear this place out, because we're definitely not going to be making any trips back up here, so try and make sure I've emptied as much of this loot as we can in one go. Don't mind me. One rat. And another dead adventurer. Lots of dead adventurers down here. Take all of that. I don't want the Iron Viper Cleaver. No loot. Alright. In that case, hop down here, break my legs, and hit level 24 in acrobatics. I guess we'll save before we head back out. And I'll probably save by just resting for a second to get my fatigue back. I think I can just run straight back to the Ursulaku camp. I don't think we need to do the, like, backtrack all the way north method. If we're lucky, It'll be daytime, and the sun will be out. Or it'll be nighttime, and then I'll rest, and then it'll be an ash storm, and I won't be able to see a fucking thing. You know, either one of those is fine. Hello? Hello? Okay, head like this way. Let's just go with the ash. Because I think they said it was like halfway towards Red Mountain, right? So if we just like follow the ash away from Red Mountain, because this is kind of cool actually. The particle effects for the wind do correctly always blow away from Ash Mountain. No matter where you are, they are always blowing directly away from the center of the mountain. We should be pretty close to our target. I feel like I'm moving a little slower, probably because of how much crap I'm carrying. Yeah, here we are. Before we go in there, I'm just gonna take care of something real quick. Yeah, you come down here. Right? There we go. Man, beautiful weather up in this part of town.
Quickly, Outlander, I haven't much time.
That's fine. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna get in here real quick. Sulmatul, initiation rite. There you go, there's my bow. I name you a clan friend of the Ashlanders. Keep my father's bow and bear it with honor. You're a friend of our tribe and may rest in any Urushalak bed, but do not harm other tribe members or take their things. I now fulfill my other promise. Go to the wise woman's yurt, and Debana Mesa will examine you and test you against the Nerevarine prophecies. I want to speak plainly. I find it hard to believe you're the Nerevarine. You're an Outlander, but the Nerevarine comes to drive all Outlanders from Morrowind. How could an Outlander be the incarnate? The great houses stole our lands and mocked us with false gods. The godless Outlanders steal our land and our dignity. The Nerevarine is the last hope the Ashlanders have. I will let no Outlanders steal this hope from us. These are serious words, words of life and death. I see honor and merit in you, and I'm proud to name you clan friend, but take care what you say and do in the name of the Nerevarine. Now go question Debana Mesa and learn all she can tell you. You know, they really do seem stuck on that I'm going to drive out all of the Outlanders portion of this prophecy. Which doesn't really happen. Alright, what have you got here? Ooh. Okay. Ma'am, I don't suppose you would mind if I, borrowed... Okay, you do mind. That's cool. We'll just... rather not screw that up. How are you supposed to get that? Okay, you... come, like, look at me. And then I'm gonna go, like, over here. Right. Right, so you're just gonna look at me, no matter where I stand. Alright. Well, we go over here. Try this again.
Is there something I can do for you?
Alright. New plan. I have a bunch of like potions of invisibility and crap, right? Let's just become invisible for a second. And see if we can pull this off. Standard invisibility on me. Boom. That is the good stuff. So, if you've never seen these before and are wondering why I was excited about this, dotted around the island, there are, is it 8 or 10 fortress ruins that are like ancient Fort Dunmer fortresses. They've got really ridiculous names like Valinvarian. We saw one of them near the coal cave earlier. It's like a big square rectangular kind of looking thing. Big blocky fortress. They're pretty much all just like empty nothings that you fight through a bunch of monsters, you get a bunch of random loot. There's not like a lot of plot or anything to them. The Dunmer occasionally will mention that they're like their ancient strongholds from back in the like pre-Great House days and whatever. But on the roof of each of them, there's something called a propylon chamber. And there'll be a big swirly magical artifact up there with like 2 little pillars on either side of it. And you can use the pillars to teleport to the propylon chambers of the adjacent, like, fortresses, because there's a big ring of them. And you can kind of teleport around the ring, but in order to use the propylons, you have to have the matching index. And there are 10 of them, 1 for each thing. I think it's 10 or 8, whatever it is. 1 for each one, hidden all over the map in just completely weird, random locations. They're not marked. There's no, like, hints on where to find them. You just have to dig around until you stumble into all of them or look up a guide. One of the official plugins, the like old free like mini DLC download packs you could get off Bethesda's forums, was a master index quest where there's a guy, I believe in Caldera, who will send you on a quest to go find all 10 of them because he wants to study them, and if you bring him all of them, he'll give you the master index that lets you access all of them without having to carry around all the individual indexes at 2 pounds apiece, which is really cool. It's like a really fun, unique method of fast travel that gets you some extra access for like moving around the map pretty quickly that not a lot of people see because it's so obscure and no one explains it to you, ever. Oh, wait. No! God damn it. I wasn't trying to... I didn't realize I was still in sneak mode when I activated her. God damn it. Alright, we good. We good. Just, standard invisibility. 1 propylon index.
Is there something I can
Hello.
do for you?
Alright, there we go. You're hard-headed and ignorant, but perhaps it's not your fault. My Lord Ashcan says you will ask him about the Nerevarine prophecies. He also says, I will test you against the Nerevarine prophecies. I will do as my Lord Ashcan says. So ask your question and I will test you. What's a thoughtful gift? You like gold. Alright. Sure. Persuasion, 100 gold. As long as we're here. Let's sell some stuff. You've got $150. Oh god. You are not going to have enough money to do much for me, but here you go. Have some stuff. Spell making? I don't need to make any spells. Wait, what? I know, Cure Blight and Cure Common? Wait, what? Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, that's on touch. I could make a Cure Blight and Cure Common Disease on self? Wait a minute. Cure Blight. On self. Spell chance. Negative 222. And it cost me a pile to make. Scratch that. Delete. Cure Common Disease. On self. Spell chance. Negative 9. Sure. Alright, so I just can't do that. Alright, that's fine. Revering prophecies. There are many prophecies and they suggest many things. Aspect and uncertain parents, moon and star, sleepers, 7 curses, the curse's bane, prophecy of the stranger, the prophecy of the 7 visions, and the lost prophecies. We're gonna have a lot of reading here. Ask me of these things if you're patient, if you would be wise, or if you're impatient to know, just ask, do I pass the tests of the Nerevarine prophecies? Go ahead, I'm the wise woman, ask your questions and I will answer. Yeah, aspect and uncertain parents. If what you say is true, you were indeed born on a certain day of uncertain parents. This is part of the prophecy, but many have the same birthday and many are not sure of their parents. It's interesting, but it does not make you the Nerevarine. Moon and Star. The legend says Indurel Nerevar's family standard bore the Moon and Star, and Indurel's armor or Nerevar's armor and weapons bore this sign. Some say he had a moon and star birthmark, some say he had a magic ring marked with a moon and star. Others say he was born under a moon and star. In any case, I think the moon and star is the mark of the Nerevarine, and you do not have this mark, so you are not the Nerevarine. You go to Sleepers. Rumors say that in town, mad cultists called Sleepers are attacking people, saying that Dagoth has awakened and will drive the Outlanders from Morrowind. Perhaps it is just a coincidence, but I think it is a sign of the Nerevarine. Not necessarily a sign that you are the Nerevarine. Perhaps the time of the Nerevarine has come and you have come at the same time. This is not passing a test, but it may mean you have some part to play in the coming of the Nerevarine. Alright, fair enough. Let's see what else we got. 7 curses. Another Ashlander prophecy of the Nerevarine called the 7 Curses of the Sharmat, but I do not know it, and I know no one who does. It may be lost, such things happen. A wise woman dies or forgets, or a clan is wiped out. Perhaps someone knows, but is keeping it secret. Perhaps it is one of those many books of your settled peoples. I have heard the Dissident Priest of the Temple may have such books. Okay, Dissident Priest might have something on that. Prophecy of the Stranger. Best known to the Nerevarine prophecies, we call it the Stranger. Where earth is sundered and skies choke black, and sleepers serve the 7 curses, to the hearth there comes a stranger, journeyed far neath moon and star. The Stark-born desire uncertain, his aspect marks his certain fate. Wicked stalk him, righteous curse him, prophets speak, but all deny. Many trials make manifest the stranger's fate, the curse's bane. Many touchstones try the stranger, many fall, but one remains. Okay, so that's the main prophecy we've seen. 7 visions. Full title of the prophecy is the 7 visions of the 7 trials of the incarnate. Listen, and I will tell you the verses. 7 trials. Oh God, this is good. Where he puts his hand to, that shall be done. What is left undone, that shall be done. First trial, on a certain day to uncertain parents. Okay, we've heard about that. Incarnate moon and star reborn. Okay. Second trial, neither blight nor age can harm him, the curse of flesh before him flies. Okay, so I'd be immune to blight disease. Third, in caverns dark Azura's eye sees to make to shine the moon and star. Okay. Stranger's voice unites the houses, 3 halls call him Hortator. A stranger's hand unites the Velothi, 4 tribes call him Nerevarine. He honors blood of the tribe unmourned, he eats their sin and is reborn. Mercy frees the cursed false gods, binds the broken, redeems the mad. And one destiny, he speaks for Veloth's people, he speaks for their land and names them great. What does this prophecy mean? It tells us who the Nerevarine will be and the trials he must undergo before he fulfills his destiny. Some parts I understand, some parts I do not. I will answer your questions as best I can, but I cannot pretend to understand it all. Alright, we're gonna back it up. We're already past being able to see all the way to the top. I think that was the last one, though. So, 7 trials. Incarnate cannot fail. Where others have tried, he will do. What Nerevar started, the Incarnate shall finish. I also haven't asked her about Nerevar specifically. We should do that too. First trial. First, your birth sign. Your birth on a certain day to uncertain parents, just like in the Stranger Prophecy. Yep. Alright, cool. So, second trial. Not sure what this means. Will a Nerevarine come as a spirit who is not harmed by blight or age? I don't know, but I think Curse of Flesh means the blight disease corpus, which causes terrible distorted growths on its victims. Perhaps the Nerevarine can heal this disease. Perhaps that will be a sign of the Nerevarine. Alright. Legend, there's a shrine to Azura called the Cavern of the Incarnate. There are secrets I may not tell you about this cavern. Do not ask. Alright. Hortator is a war leader chosen among Dunmer great houses that must put aside their normal feuds to unite amongst the common enemy. This has not happened since the Empire invaded our land. Okay. Ashland is sometimes called the Velothi for the prophets of Veloth who guided us to this land many centuries ago. The 4 tribes are the 4 tribes of Vardenfell, the Urishlaku, the Ahamusa, the Zainab, and the Urbanimsum. It would truly be a miracle to unite these 4 tribes who have so long raided and warred with one another, but the Nerevarine must be one who performs miracles. Alright. Not sure. The tribe unmourned may mean the 6th house, House Dagoth, which was exterminated after the Battle of Red Mountain, but it may also mean the Dwemer, or the Dwarves as Westerners call them. The Eating sin is doing atonements for another sin. Okay. 7th trial. Cursed false gods must be the tribunal. They are surely false gods, evil sorcerers, and necromancers, and they murdered Nerevar so they might set themselves up as god. Binds the broken must refer to Nerevar's promise to the Ashlanders to honor the ways of the spirits and rights of the land. Okay. One destiny. Velos people are the Dunmer, all Dunmer, Ashlander, and Great House. The last time the Velothi were united were with Nerevar at the Battle of Red Mountain. Now Nerevar will once again come and unite the Dunmer and restore Morrowind to the Dunmer. Okay, tell me about Nerevar. Ancient days, the Deep Elves and great hosts of Outlanders from the west came stealing the land of the Dunmer, and that time Nerevar was a great Khan and war leader of the House people, but he honored the ancient spirits and tribal law and became as one with us. So when Nerevar pledged upon his great ring of the ancestors, one clan under moon and star, to honor the ways of the spirits and the rights of the land, that all the tribes joined the House people fighting a great battle at Red Mountain. Though many Dunmer tribesmen and housemen died at Red Mountain, the Dwemer were defeated and their evil magics destroyed, and the Outlanders driven from the land. But after this great victory, the power-hungry Khans of the great houses slew Nerevar in secret, set themselves up as gods, and forgot Nerevar's promises to the tribes. But Nerevar will come again and cast down the false gods. By the power of his ring, he will make good the promises, honor the spirits, and drive the outsiders from the land. Okay, what do you have to say about Dagoth-Ur? The devil and the enemy, Dagoth-Ur and his beasts are servants, and servants are the source of many evils that beset Dunmer and Morrowind, dwells in fiery caverns beneath Red Mountain, served by his kin called ash vampires by legions of deformed monsters. But Red Mountain is the great mountain of fire in the center of Vardenfell. The outer slopes are steep and rugged, and the crater is deep and filled with burning rock. Beasts and servants of the devil Dagoth-Ur live on Red Mountain. Settled people built a magical barrier called Ghost Fence to keep the evils inside. Within the Ghost Fence, rain never falls and the sun never shines. The only weather is the red and deadly ash blight. Okay. Getting some progress here. Hamasu of the Grazelands, our mild, peace-loving wise woman, is also their Ashkan. Okay, that's good to know. Urban Imsum of Moleg Mar love themselves and their weapons above all else. Their Ashkan Ulath Paul is cruel and ambitious, and his Gulakans are just like him. Their wise woman, Manerai, is cautious and reasonable. Seek her counsel. Don't waste your speech on the war cons. Okay, good to know. What about the lost prophecies? What can you tell me about that? Reverend prophecies have been lost, the 7 curses and others. Some are forgotten, some hidden, some deliberately lost. The wise women are the memory of the Velothi people, but it is a faulty memory, and we are mortal and our knowledge dies with us. But we hear the dissident priests of the temple study our Nerevarine prophecies and record them in books. Such written words never die. You must go to them and ask for these books and bring what you find to me. Okay, interesting. Morrowind lore, nomads. Okay, what about Morrowind in general? Ancient homeland of the Dunmer. Once long ago, this was our land, but now creatures from the west have come, and the House Dunmer have meekly submitted to their rule. In all the lands of Morrowind, only the Ashlanders still lead free and reverent lives of honor with the ancient Dunmer. Okay. Anything else worth picking through here? The Zainab. Ashlanders of the Zainab tribe are sly and crafty. Their camp is in the interior of the Grazelands. Alright, I don't think there's really anything else we need to poke through. So finally, let's just ask, do we pass the test? You're not the Nerevarine, you are one who may become the Nerevarine. It is a puzzle and a hard one. You have found some of the pieces, and you may find more. Do you choose to be the Nerevarine? Then seek the lost prophecies among the dissident priests of the temple. Find the lost prophecies, bring them to me, and I will be your guide. And take these copies of the Stranger and the 7 Visions. Now I've told you all I know. Go, think on what I've told you, and do what must be done. Alright. After quite the speech, we've got a bit of a further answer here, that we are not necessarily the Nerevarine, but we might become the Nerevarine. We haven't excluded ourselves from being the Nerevarine, we just haven't become, haven't met all of the conditions yet. How's it going outside? Oh, it's beautiful out here. Let's swing by our old friend Sulmatul here and see what he has to say about this. Also, what's my journal want me to do? Time to report back to Caius. Yeah, sure. Caius.
Welcome, friend.
You're not Caius. Never in prophecies. Prophecies are words. I'll judge you by your deeds, the deeds of a warrior. Alright, fine. Let's head back. Now, I'm moving rather slowly because I think I'm like right at the edge of my inventory limit. Options we have for heading back. We could walk, which would take quite some time, or we can teleport. I'm pretty sure if I use Divine Intervention, Devir's Miracle and Devir's Blessing. Interesting. Divine Intervention. Wait. Civi Intervention. Let's do Civi. I think that'll put me in Aldroom. Maybe. That or it'll put me in Nisus. I don't know. Divine Intervention. Hello. It's Nisus. It puts me in Nisus. It's also still the middle of the night and I can't see a goddamn thing. Let's get the time going forward. Ugh, finally. Praise the sun indeed. Okay. Speaking of fortresses, there's one of them right there. That's one of those fortresses you can fast travel between with the Propylon indexes. And yeah, there's, I think, 10 scattered around the edge of the island. Let's get back to... Oh god, where do we want to go? I've got a bunch of valuable crap. I think we gotta offload it at the Mud Crab. I think it is time to make a journey to the Mud Crab. This is a little bit of an Easter egg, and honestly, a bit of a, I don't want to say exploit, but like, it's a bit of a cheese. So most of the merchants in this game are gonna cap out their gold at around like 1,000 gold, maybe 2,000 if you're lucky, and they have a limit on what they can buy. And it's a bit awkward, not to mention their merchant skill comes into play. So when you start getting things that are like, I don't know, worth 32,000 gold, it can be a bit of a bummer. There exists on an island somewhere around here a talking mud crab who has 10,000 gold, will buy literally anything, and has the worst merchant skill in the game, so he buys everything at full value. And his gold resets on, I think, a daily or tri-daily basis, so you can just get all the money in the world out of him. Do I want to go down there? I'm a little torn, because it always does feel a little cheesy, just like offloading a haul of like, you know, multi-$1,000 items onto the mud crab, because you just get, you're completely broken as far as like money goes for the rest of the game at that point. And it's definitely like an Easter egg. Like, it's not something that they like actively hint at you or tell you about or push you in the direction of. I think for now, I don't really need the money. So I think for now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to that house that I broke into that had the dead guy living in it. Ah, yeah, that's fine. We'll use his house for now. That's this house? Right? This is the house with the dead guy, right? Gotta be. Lalo Manor. And then we just go up here. And we're gonna use this dresser as a storage locker. And we're gonna start sticking some stuff in here that I don't think I need right now. Like, I don't really need these Daedric darts. I don't need this. I probably don't need both of these swords. I don't need this. This I can probably sell in town. 15,000. Yeah, I'm not gonna be selling that anytime soon. I don't really need this belt. I'm not really gonna use that drain fatigue amulet. That's not very good. We can sell most of the potions. We can sell most of this at like small shops as we go. I don't need this and this for now. Don't need this for now. That's looking a little better. And we don't need this for now. I don't need this for now. And we don't need this for right now. Okay. We can swing by some shops, we can sell some stuff, and that should put me in a bit of a better shape, like weight in inventory wise, because it was getting a little difficult to move. There we go. Alright, let's go swing by Neclara and sell a bunch of the diamonds and the gems and stuff we got. We'll just kind of make our way around town, selling off some stuff, right? You've got 3,000 gold. We could sell a bunch of stuff to you. I don't... Well, I'll keep the Restore Magicka. Restore Health I'll definitely keep. Restore Fatigue I'll keep. Don't need Fortify Willpower. Don't need Fortify Magicka. Don't need Swift Swim. Restore Endurance I don't really need. Frost Shield we can ditch. Disease Resist I can ditch. I'll keep the Water Breathing and the Telekinesis, I suppose. I need Telekinesis? Whatever, it's fine. Cure Common Disease we definitely want to keep. Get rid of the Flynn. Definitely keep the Strength. Ditch the Speed. Get rid of the Brandy. Keep the Health. Ditch the Night Eye, whatever. We're never going to use that. I suppose you buy rings. No? Soul Gems? No? That's probably everything I'm going to be selling to you then. And we'll knock that up to, like, there. What? That diamond absolutely was not yours.
You have my attention.
What the hell? Well, that's dumb. That was definitely not her diamond anymore, but I'd gotten rid of her diamond. Oh, did they take the... Oh, they took the index. Oh, I gotta go find that and get it back. That's obnoxious. Well, I know where it is at least. Spoiled Potion of Swift Swim. That's super obnoxious. Like, that wasn't her thing. They also took some other stuff somewhere, but I don't know what. Oh, that's very frustrating. I might go nick the index back using a console command, just because I shouldn't have lost that there. That was really dumb. Cheap Potion of Night Eye. Yeah, we were ditching that. We were ditching that. What the hell, game? Alright, we're out of here. That was super obnoxious. I don't think I have any clothes I want to sell. Unless she buys, like, armor. Do you buy armor? No. Give up, I'm just gonna stay, I'm gonna just stay here. What have we got? Been searching for the past 4 hours. What are you looking for? Get rid of the rings, get rid of this. I'll keep that. So that actually did come in handy. Skeleton, probably don't need, but we'll keep. It's got a ton of money. It's a bit of a shame I don't have more to sell her, but... Alright, Mercantile up to 16. Boom. I have not. I don't follow anime closely though, so I'm definitely not an expert. I don't think I have any weapons to sell. Really? So I don't need to swing by there. Let's stop by the armor merchant and sell him some stuff. There we go. Eldor. Barter. Have another one of these. I don't think I need to sell him anything else, so we'll just go with that. Up to 240. World War II tanks. Alright. Sure. I remember one of the YouTube channels I watched a few years back did for Valentine's Day. They always do like a anime graphic novel dating sim. And I remember they did, what's the one where the girls are all tanks? Which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, is going to sound insane. But there's one where it's like a dating sim, but all the girls are just tanks. Wait, no, just sell like, I don't know, 17 of those. Keep 2. City intervention, we're good. We'll keep a couple of those. Visibility, keep a couple of them. This is, yeah, we'll keep those. Fine. Shock damage, cool. Command creature I can ditch. I'm never going to use that. Drain luck I can ditch. Drain agility I can ditch. Recall, I guess we'll keep. Absorb Magicka, I don't really need that. Frenzy Humanoid, I don't really need. Open is good, but I can do it on my own, and I don't need 15 scrolls of it. Oh, we're already like way past what I can reasonably sell him. Okay, do that. Boom. We'll stop by the Mages Guild, right? And we'll see if this lady up here knows anything. Where did she end up? There was a lady. You, Galberdier. Barter, you do enchanting, and you have a reasonable amount of gold. Do that. Boom. All right. How are we looking on the gold front? We are at 13,000 gold. Good lordy. I still need to get flowers for what's-her-face down there, too. And while we're here, we'll swing by the Fighters Guild. Grab a bunch of repair hammers. Because they should have restocked. Oh, the bastards didn't... Wait, are those health potions? Yeah, I'll take a bunch of health potions. You know what? Torches are terrible. I'll donate some torches to the guild. Boom, there you go. Have a torch. I don't suppose any of you, like, sell repair hammers, do you? Barter. Journeyman repair hammers. How about that? Boom. Pop my gear all back up. Yeah, we should swing by the shrine, too, and get my, agility fixed. There we go. Almost done with this. I have a friend that's, I can't remember how... Quad or higher lingual. I don't remember how many languages he speaks. It's too many. He needs to unlearn a few. But no, he was like raised by his dad was like a German businessman that was living in America, and his mother was from Venezuela. And so he grew up in America speaking English, and also Spanish, and also German. And then went off to like school and learned, I think he knows a bit of Russian. And what else does he know? I don't even remember, but I mean, he's fluent in English, Spanish, and German. Like, he has a job doing, like, professional translation in German now. And I remember he was trying to teach me German for a while when we lived together, but his method of teaching me German is he would just only speak in German all the time, which doesn't actually help teach someone German. It just means that I never knew what the hell he was saying to me for, like, a couple of days. Yeah, I mean, at this point, he basically just learns languages just because it's like it's just so easy for him now. Like, it's something that I've heard and observed firsthand now, that the more languages you know, the easier it is to learn more languages. I'm a sleeper among the 1000s. I bring you a message. Dagoth calls you, and you cannot deny it. 6 health is risen, and Dagoth is its glory. Oh, okay.
And Lord Dagoth is its glory.
We cool? Alright. Oh, good lord. I am mostly fluent in one. And can maybe read a little Spanish. I have a very difficult time following spoken Spanish, but I can read a little bit of it. And don't ask me to try to form a sentence in it, because it's not going to be pretty. Here to discuss your orders. Is there anything you want? Yes. What are my orders? I've spoken with Sulmatul and the Bami Mesa. From what they say, it sounds like you could really be in a reverie, and that's just incredible. We'll have to get used to the idea. Let me get word to Milo. Maybe she can find out what the dissident priests have any lost prophecies, but in the meantime, I have a very tough assignment for you. Do you think you're ready? I'm ready for anything. Don't get overconfident, but so happens I agree, you're ready. But just in case, I'm going to give you 400 drakes. Before you head out, make sure you outfit yourself with healing potions, new gear, and a little training, or whatever you think you need most. And remember, if you get in trouble, back off, rest up, and go back fresh. Don't get cocky. I think this will be a tough one. Here's your mission. Fort Buckmoth sent a patrol to Narmak hunting smugglers with 6th House connections. They found a 6th House base, a 6th House shrine, and a 6th House priest named Dagoth Garrus. Speak to champion Raisa Pulia at Fort Buckmoth. She'll tell you about the patrol in the 6th House base. Your orders: find that 6th House base, kill Dagoth Garrus, and bring me a full report on the 6th House base. So this is the mission. Oh, I didn't notice Caius is blinking. Sorry, Caius. This is... Yep, nope, I got nothing. I got through something about a problem, one of the... I don't know, possibly ideas. But more... I got nothing. But yeah. 6th House base. This is the mission I mentioned, that if we want to show off the vampire stuff, we have to do it before we finish this mission. Because after we do this mission, well, technically after we do the mission after this mission, we are going to be immune to all disease, including vampirism. So if I want to show off vampirism, we got to do it at this point in the story. I think we are going to save that for next part. So what we'll probably do here, let's get the rest of the info. 6th House base, yes. Champion race of Pulia at Fort Buckmoth says a patrol found a 6th House base in a cave the locals call Ilunibi. However, one trooper who escaped report has died of corpus disease. Before he died, the trooper started fighting with monsters and cultists, and something about a powerful 6th House priest named Dagoth Garrus. Go talk to Raisa Pulia at Fort Buckmoth, she'll have the details. I don't know much about it, I've never seen a case myself. You can get it from contact with the Red Mountain monsters they call Corpus Beasts I think it's like blight disease, only worse. It usually drives victims mad and causes terrible deformed growths on the body. I'll check my informants and find out how to cure it. In the meantime, just follow your orders. I don't know what else to do. Okay, Fort Buckmoth, just by Aldrune. Yep. And that's it. So yes, we are off to Fort Buckmoth, talk to Ray Sepulia about this 6th house base, and figure out what's going on with the return of the 6th house. We're not going to do that right away. I think next time, just for fun, we're going to show off Morrowind's vampirism, because Morrowind's vampirism is insane. It is absolutely ridiculous how over the top they went with vampirism in this game. Like, it makes the vampirism in Skyrim and Oblivion look like an absolute joke. So we'll be taking a look at that next time, and I'm going to try to do as much of the vampire content as I can. Where's my book? Find me the Morrowind book. I believe there's an entire chapter here. I have the Morrowind strategy guide. And I think if I dig around in here, go into this. Vampire Quests, page 223. If we just flip over to that, let's see what we got here. Vampire Quests. Bingo. You can perform 11 of the 17 vampire quests in a given game. 3 are specific to which of those which vampire clan you joined. So locking out, joining a clan locks out the 3 quests for the other 2 clans. They are ridiculous. We will get into that next time. We're going to probably do clan Burney. It's Burney, Ayunde, and Quara are the 3 clans. Burney is mostly like stealth focused and gives you a lot of benefits to stealth, like your stealth skills. Quara is combat, and Ayunde is magic. You're going to get 3 quests from the actual clan you're part of, and there's 8 total quests that are just, you have to be a vampire in order to pick them up, and they're just scattered around the world. And I do have the full list of all of them here, and all the info we should need to take care of them, so it shouldn't be too bad. I think one of them is the how to cure it. I believe the curing vampire is one of the 8 quests, so it's basically 7 quests. I think what we'll do is we'll try to do all 8 quests that we can do, and then cure it. I don't know if we can do that all in one part, but I think we'll try to do it. This might be really hard. I think some of these are really nuts. But I think that's the goal for next time. Become a vampire, do everything that we can do as a vampire, and then get out. Although, possibly... Okay, step 1. I need my propylon index back. Propylon indexes, when I mentioned the, you can teleport around using the little fortresses on the edge of the island, surprisingly useful as a vampire. They are a highly recommended piece of gear if you're thinking of spending any time as a vampire in Morrowind. So maybe we go on a propylon index hunt. Because if we can get all 10, well, let's check something. Real quick, if I just go... can I go to... Master Index? If I just search here, will you tell me? Master Index. Is anybody talking about that in here? Master Index question. Holmes. Mirel. Okay, so Fulm's Mirel, I believe, is in the Caldera Mages Guild. Let's head that way. Come on. Thank God. I was like, don't tell me you crashed. As a matter of fact, I'm paranoid now. We're saving. Alright. I want to see something here. I don't think the book I've got in front of me here, the Morrowind Prophecies Game of the Year edition, includes the official plugins because they're kind of obscure.
What
Don't
do you want?
don't really see them come up very often. Especially because they were like never available on console. But if we swing by... Okay, you take me to Caldera, please. I believe we are looking for... you. Ba 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 ba. Oh, I don't have them installed. Okay, so
May you find all
before
the
next part,
things
I'm
you
going to
want.
try to install the official plugins. It should be pretty straightforward. I don't think there's any real like concern of them screwing with the rest of my mod build. They're remarkably straightforward. So we'll just pop those in. At least I'll pop in the master index one just to make sure I have that, and then we might take a look at. Okay, I want to see if I can get my one index that got unjustly stolen from me back.
What do you want?
So we're gonna real quick swing around here, back to Balmora, and see if I can get that one back. I think I can pull it off. We'll see.
Do you want something from me?
Head around here. But does your friend know Klingon? Or Elvish? I'll accept either fake language. I still can't believe for like the Lord of the Rings films that they made like, well I said, probably didn't make, encouraged, strongly encouraged the actors to learn Elvish. Like that's some ridiculous levels of dedication to a part. Like I'm no expert, but I'm gonna just guess that they didn't make Christopher Lloyd learn Klingon for Search for Spock. I just somehow doubt that happened. Alright, Propylon Index. So, we got caught with stolen diamonds, apparently. They weren't stolen. I don't know why the hell I got reported as stolen. That's so bizarre. But anyways, they took all my stolen goods, which included that Propylon Index. Now what happens in that case is they end up in an evidence lockbox. So we need to find where the hell the evidence lockbox is. And I think... in the prison towers? No. Okay. Somewhere around here, there is going to be an evidence lockbox that contains all the stuff they confiscated off you. That's the prison towers there. That's not it. What's down here? Ooh. Hello? This is looking more encouraging.
Let's hear it.
Evidence. Chest marked evidence. Okay.
Yes, friend.
I believe if you advance far enough through the Imperial Legion, you can eventually get to a point that you're just able to, like, pop this open, like, legally. I saw her wandering around a little. I don't suppose she would like to, like, wander around a corner? Here's the plan. We wait. He doesn't move. We wait. He doesn't move again. Okay. I'm gonna assume she's probably not useful for any quests. We're just gonna real quick take her out of the equation. If we just sit here taunting her enough. Alright, fine. If we put on some cologne, bribe her $10, and then sit here. There we go.
Strange.
What's this?
Die, scoundrel.
Wow. Okay, she tried to summon a flame Atronak. Failed miserably. Well, she summoned it, but it didn't do anything. And possibly blew her up, to be honest. Alright, take my $10 back. I think we're good to go now. There's nobody else down here. In we go. Come on. Alright. One down. And... boom. Really? So the stolen stuff was the brandy, these 16 lockpicks, these soul gems, and this index. Sure. Whatever you say, game. What are you doing, Larius? Careless Travelers? No, I haven't taken care of the Nord yet. Okay, we should go take care of the Nord. Alright. Well, next time. Can I find all of the Propylon indexes in here somewhere? Is there just like a guide to this in this book? Because that would be really freaking useful. Morrowind miscellaneous quests. I will read through this in a bit. 231 freeform, is that where it would be? If I were a Propylon index quest in the Morrowind guidebook, where would I be? Secret masters, shrines, caves, farms, Dwemer ruins. Interesting books to read. Strongholds. Okay. Only one person has a lead. Talk to Crazy Legs and Tomo at the bookseller in Vivek's foreign court about Little Secret. The owner of one index went to the... okay. Boom. It does. Okay, so we have a complete guide to all the indexes on page 236. Good. Alright. So we are going to come back next time. Step 1, we are going to collect all of the Propylon indexes and trade them in for the Master Index. Step 2, we are going to get turned into a vampire and start doing the vampire quests. The goal being to complete all 8 of the available vampire quests in the game. Do I have the spells for... I don't. We're gonna need the spells for Almcivi and Divine Intervention. Did you sell Divine Intervention? Is that you? Divine Aid. No, you do not sell Divine Intervention. Where the hell do I learn Divine Intervention as a spell? You? No. Is it you? No. Alright. We're gonna go on a hunt for that. That's our goal next time. I want Divine Intervention learned. I want Almcivi Intervention learned. What about you? You look magical. Spells. Soul Trap. A bunch of resists and cures. Nothing. Alright. That's the goal next time. Get ourselves set up to be able to travel around. We'll probably get Mark and Recall. We'll probably get Divine and Alcivian Intervention. Prison Towers, that doesn't help. We will get the Propylon indexes. And then start working our way around the countryside being a horrible vampire. Probably going to be tomorrow night. I have to check when I work on Sunday. If I work at 3 instead of 4 on Sunday, I may skip tomorrow night just so I can get some sleep. But probably tomorrow night. As usual, thank you everybody for joining. It's been great having everybody here chatting and watching and hanging out. Much appreciated. If you're interested in following when the next stream is going to be and any updates on that, follow on the Twitter link down below is where I post all of the info about that. And occasionally I might ask a question on like, hey, does anybody have any opinions on what they'd prefer to see streamed next or anything like that? So more followers makes it easier for me to know what the heck I'm, people are interested in doing. YouTube channel down below, all the old VODs and all the old streams and stuff I've done are down there. I've done a bunch of other series in the past. They all live down there if Twitch has decided they're too old for Twitch to care about. And yeah, follow on here, much appreciated as well. And I will probably see you tomorrow around the same time I started tonight. Been going for about 4 hours, so about 4 hours earlier than this. But in tomorrow time, if you want to continue this. So I will see you for now. I hope you all have a great day. I am going to go get some sleep because I work in 6 hours and should probably get to sleep before then. So take care, and I will see you next time.